Okay, so we are back. We are back. Hopefully everything is good this time around. Yep. We had a weird Android glitch, but we should be here now. So, hey, what's going on, Helen? What is going on, Helen? So thank you for tweeting this out. So let everybody get back in here and we'll get started here in a second. All right. So I'll go ahead and get going here. So hopefully people can find this space and come on in. Hopefully it ain't shadow banned. You know how that go. Waiting on in here. Let's see. All right. So we are talking about the historical importance of the new black media. That is the conversation of the day. And as you see, the old dead black media has pretty much ran its course, and it's no longer really a viable source of information, and it definitely isn't trustworthy. It definitely is not a trustworthy source of information anymore. But yet and still up there, primed and ready to be the voices or the voice for the black community. That's why you have now like Stacey Abrams going over to Nigeria trying to represent, I guess, America in a Nigerian election, which makes no sense. But considering how America just pledged 55 billion to Africa, it does make sense. Because again, you have somebody kind of running point on a political end of things to show a presence. So it does say a lot to see like a Stacey Abrams over there in Nigeria. You saw Jill Biden over in Kenya. So there's things going on that that we definitely gonna have to address. You know what I'm saying? So as people start coming on in, I know we had to restart this thing, so hopefully folks can find this. Because I know I've been going through a little bit of shadow banning as of late, which really sucks. But you know, gotta work with what you got. So let's see. All right. Let's see. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. All right. What's going on, Kid Gravity? Kid Gravity, another voice of the new black media right there. And this is, you know, again, what we're talking about. Again, celebrating the voices of the new black media, as well as just looking at the overall historical importance of this space and the impact that this space, the voices of new black media, the grassroots, you know, and so on and so forth. You know, seeing my brother in here, you know, just the significance of change that we have, man, that we've been part of. We're not just witnessing the change, we're literally part of the change. So, man, it looks like I got my brother up here, man. Let's see, Black Alpha Network, brother. How's it going on over on the East Coast, my brother? Are you there, brother? Uh-oh. Don't tell me Twitter ain't gonna let him come off his mic. Let me see if I can unmute you. I cannot. Okay, so he can't come off his mic. So let me go ahead and move. Well, he's okay. So he's gonna reconnect. But like I was saying again, people like my brother Black Alpha Network, people like Kick, um, Afro Elite, Tory Loaded, of course the big, and then not just the big three, but all of the other voices of new black media and the grassroots for that matter, making such an impression on the planet. That's what's happening right now. So I think it's important that we talk about it. This is the last day of Black History Month. So what better day to talk about the new black media than today? So hopefully I got my brother here. Black Alpha, are you there, brother?
Can you hear me,
Yeah,
brother?
there you go, brother. There you go. Man, how was everything going out there in the Southeast, brother?
Oh man, probably about 80 degrees. The sun's shining, man. Living lovely, brother. As always, per usual. There's been a lot of little issues hopping on this space, brother. You know what I'm saying? There's a massive delay. It was jumping, couldn't come off the mic, but you can't keep a good certified Black Society member down, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. And that's so crazy, man. We just thawed up here. It's still kind of raining and wintry mix up here, but we had a whole snowstorm the other day. Matter of fact, I'm looking at the schedule right now of the weather for the day, and it looks like it's about to start snowing in about an hour. So yeah, it's gonna be snowing for about the next 5 hours. So yeah, that's what's going on here, brother. But it's not cold, so the snow won't be sticking, but we are definitely seeing our fair share of winter weather. With that being said, brother, what do you think about the historical importance of the new black media?
First off, let me say, brother, I ain't seen snow in about 4 years, and I've seen it twice in about 10, 12 years, brother. So, and originally I grew up around it, brother. So it's a lot different nowadays. But here's the part, man, about the new black media, brother. The new black media, and that's the key word, new. And it represents everything that is new today, and everything that's going on right now is fresh. And that's what I love the most about this era is that everything that we're doing, all the terminologies we putting out, and just the energy we putting out is fresh. Everything is new. Like nobody is duplicating anything from the past. We've seen a lot of the old ways that didn't work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the old things that people used to do, it just didn't really take us nowhere. And that's why we all been put in a position where we have to clean house, we have to regulate, and we have to just create something so different that we can get change done. You already know the definition of insanity, brother. And with the old black media, it was absolutely insanity. And now we've removed that. And now we're focusing on doing things that are actually reflective of the people. So I love the new black media, the new black grassroots, this new generation, this new era, this new energy, new brothers and sisters. And we just putting it down in the most proper way, family. And I'm proud to be a part of it. So let's continue to break stories. Let's continue to put it out there. And I'm going to say this is what's different as well. Let me add this real quick, is that the new black media is not just people who are news anchors. I tell people all the time, we activists out here. We real, genuine black activists, and we doing it in the streets. And media is just one of our outlets. Where you talk about the old black media, these are just people who had journalistic degrees and sat behind a desk all damn day and just talked. We don't do that. What we say on these shows is what we do out here in the streets. And what we do out here in the streets is what we say on these shows. So there's that combination right there and that connection between what you see in the streets and what you see in the news. And you put it all together and you got the new black media, brother.
Big facts. Big facts. And just looking back on like I remember back when the Hidden Colors first dropped. And that's when I guess the newer voices of the old black media were kind of popping up. And for those who might have been, young when Barack Obama got elected, uh he got elected mainly because of black radio. So it was black media that was really, really, really instrumental in getting Barack Obama a base. Because he didn't just waltz out and everybody was just like, oh, yeah, Barack Obama. No, they used the tie of the black media to what then would appear, the black community, which now, of course, has morphed into the grassroots. So it's so different now. But back then, man, Barack Obama was on black radio every day. Like literally every single day, Barack Obama was on black radio. And that's how he was getting to the people. Unlike any other president, he used a medium that hadn't been used before. But like I said, that was the newer voices of the old dead black media. So like Roland Martin, Michael Baisden, all of these people, Tori and Rain Reloaded, favorite dude out there, the Black Eagle. All of them cats, they were really instrumental in getting this dude elected. So now we fast forward to now. We're the new black media, but we are not pushing no Democratic candidate. We are pushing a black agenda. So they already have the evidence of the power of black media through their old dead way. But see, this is the importance of this new black media era. And that's why I'm looking at it as the historical importance of it, because we're pushing reparations, justice, dismantling the system of white supremacy. These things have never been a number one topic before, and now they are. Can you agree on that, brother?
Oh, 100%. I mean, look at the term you just used, black agenda. They never used the term black agenda before because they ain't have one. I remember during this last election, Roland Martin was beeping all over the place, and he was talking about black agenda and how he's been saying it for years. No, he ain't. No, he ain't. He ain't never said black agenda until he heard our brother Tariq Nasheed and Jason Black speak about it and other members of the new black media. They never had a black agenda, ever. They didn't even use the words. Never. They had an all lives matter agenda. They had a, POC agenda, a minority and a democratic agenda, but it was never, about black people specifically. So, it's all about being independent, man. And the adaptation of technology has allowed us to bring those voices to everyone. And I can speak for myself, and I'm sure I speak for a lot of other people. We tapped into the new black media all throughout the week. Nobody's sitting down saying we got to go catch Don Lemon tonight. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's saying, hey, what's going on with Roland Martin? Matter of fact, the only time Roland Martin even comes up is when we roasting them and clowning them. You feel me? So this is how insignificant these people are. Michael Baisden and all these other suckers, man, don't nobody know none of these guys. These guys are out the paint. And when you deal with the new black media, you got a lot of different personalities. I'm one of them. And I got a big ass personality, brother. So when you start talking about us, you're going to get a lot of different personalities, a lot of different opinions, a lot of different viewpoints. But when you used to deal with the old people, it was just one stagnant way. It was the same thing over and over and over again. But that's what happens when you get your lines given to you by the Democratic Party. So the change that we see out here in society is all reflective of the new black media. And I got to send a salute to our brother Tariq and Jason Black and Professor Black, because there's been a plethora of stories that the mainstream media never touched. And they actually broke the stories and actually elicited change. And people have gotten charges based on us breaking stories. So, it's a new wave, man. And like I said, we got to combine the new black media with this new black grassroots era. It's all connected simultaneously. And it's on a mission, man. So they better take another look, man, because the ways of old are gone and the new era is in full effect.
Big facts. And shout out to Queen Alpha, who's in the building. Shout out to you, my sister. And brother, it's real amazing, man, the short amount of time. You get enough of us on one page. And see, that's the whole thing. When we talking about having a code, that's like what we always heard, being on the same page. You understand? But on this level, holding true to the same values and using the same value system. So that is something that is also different as well. I'm like doing some research right now for some of the stuff I'm gonna, some of the content I'm gonna be bringing up. And one of the things that I'm looking at is we have to examine what has been the staples of our of us being held back. And one of the biggest things I'm looking at is that whole Greek connection. The Black Greek organization. I know folks be loving it. You love your steppers and you love your frats and sororities, but just even from the inception of the Boule, and even what the Boule even stands for, like the Greek terminology for it, It's basically gatekeepers and gatekeepers who run day-to-day city business, which what's city business? Black folks. So making sure that they maintain status quo for the real true leadership, and that's exactly the purpose that they serve. And that has been a thorn in Black America's side, especially foundational Black Americans from its inception. Can you agree with that, my brother, or not?
Oh, brother, absolutely, absolutely. They all interconnected. They all interconnected, family. When you start talking about these people, they've been bred, they've been cherry picked, they've been handed out. You feel me? None of these people just show up on the scene, in an organic fashion, and that's what they don't like about right now. That's why Michael Erica Dyson and Marcus Lemoyce Hill, they were having that whole little spat a couple weeks ago and talking about how nobody listens to them and they spend all their money on college degrees and it don't mean nothing. They've been rendered useless because you can have a brother or sister who's certified and who's on code, and they can get their own media outlets popping and get thousands to millions of views while they sat in all those college courses. They went through all that democratic training and they don't get nothing in return. You feel me? So yes, it all goes through. It's a play, man. It's a playbook for all of these people. They get brought up through some of these boule circuits, these boule circles, and then they get pushed out in front of us to tell those boule lies, and they are rendered useless. So yes, when you see somebody from the boule, you see somebody from a lot of these sororities and fraternities and all that, you already know what type of time they on. But we could all sit here and agree that they do not have the same power today that they had a couple years ago. And you got to thank everybody, and it's not just people with media, but you got to thank brothers and sisters out here who are just pushing the line and putting out the real information. So their days are numbered. They probably got about 24 hours left, and our future's so bright we got to wear shades.
Facts, brother. Facts. The one thing that I when I think new Black media, I also think of the messaging, because again, going back to that boule connection, they serve the messaging of the establishment, which the establishment absolutely has a benign neglect policy. So it's interesting just to watch the dynamic of everybody across the world having to adjust to literally now having to listen to what Black people actually are saying versus the talking heads that they put out there to make white folks feel comfortable. You feel what I'm saying, brother? Like, look at the Dilbert dude. This Dilbert dude, he's letting you know how he feels straight up off the rip, and he's not hiding it. Now, look at Smith and Wesson. I'm gonna be doing a piece on that tomorrow. Smith and Wesson, they just did an ad with a dude wearing a shirt that resembles the Proud Boy logo. Now, it's not technically the Proud Boy logo, so a lot of people came out and was like, oh no, that's precision, whatever. Family, let me tell you something. The Klan had always used, like Circle K, the store, Circle K. See, the Klan has always used references to what they are. And so just like Oath Keepers, just like the Proud Boys, and just like this clothing line, they all use the same exact colors. That is dog whistle languaging from the supremacists. Were you aware of that, brother? Did you see the Smith and Wesson ad? And they tried to talk about, oh no, that wasn't Proud Boys gear. That was this clothing apparel line, which, by the way, has all of the Proud Boy symbolism on it. Did you see that, brother?
No, I'm unaware of it, family.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'll be doing a piece on that. I might put the screenshot up in the jumbotron, because family, when this system comes out and does stuff like that, the media is supposed to be the first people to intercept it. Because if it's us, oh, you best believe the camera's going to be there to catch it. Of course, unless you're talking about reparations and there's no guns. Because notice how the news was able to catch the Virginia, was that Black Lives Matter 757? You was able to catch them on camera with their guns talking about reparations, but there's no news coverage for the rally in DC. So this is the importance I feel, and historical importance, because family, they are trying to bury the black agenda, and the voices of the new black media in this the grassroots era has moved the needle so much so that you are watching old white supremacists lose it on camera and just really don't give a damn. Ain't that right, brother?
I mean, look at reparations, family. Reparations was a term that, was hidden. They kept reparations from us, but we went in, we took it out, we dusted it off, we polished it up, and then we put it out in the forefront. They were never talking about reparations. They were never talking about tangibles. They weren't talking about anything that served us. So basically what I'm saying is that any policy that is specific for us and direct for us, it all comes from the black grassroots. Period, point blank. Because if they had their way, they'd be feeding us the same all lives matter over and over again, the yes we can era over and over again. So we've been actually out here pushing policies. And if you look, brothers and sisters out here going to these places and showing up and pushing that line, we got to salute all of our brothers and sisters who are doing that. And it's all truly based upon us taking control, us taking our destiny in our own hands and not allowing, these people to feed us misinformation. I always say they try to misdirect you, misguide you, misinform you. And those are a lot of the things that they used to do, but they can't really do that no more, because no matter what they say, we're going to have a counter to it. You feel me? Back in the old days, you didn't really have a counter. So brothers and sisters who were on code back in the old days, I mean, it really didn't go nowhere because you didn't have outlets to actually push back at these conglomerate, billion-dollar corporations. Take Roland Martin. This is a guy who's been on CNN, and now he's got a YouTube, channel where he gets a few thousand views. Tariq gets way more views than Roland Martin. And Roland Martin has been getting funded by the Democrats for years. So it shows you that they can outspend us, but they cannot outwork us. They can put all the money on the line, but they cannot actually resonate with the people. And the people will always be the true factor. So I've been seeing all of that, brother. I've been seeing the different policies. I've been seeing the different agendas, but everything that we do centers around us, and everything that they do centers around someone else. And we've identified that and we framed it. So now they're out the paint, off the block, and it's this new wave, man. And, I'm proud to be a part of it.
Facts. And so I guess let me start here. I guess we could start with brother Tariq Nasheed. So when I look at what this brother has done, and he's done a remarkable number with his own career. And I think people tend to miss that. Like, this brother has literally been in the industry since the early or mid 2000s. And then, with this book writing and whatnot, however he was coming along in the business is just, that's whatever that is. People get what he is now confused with what he was then, but you don't do that to anybody else. Because truth be told, I think, I think for the most part, most of us could say, would you want to hear what your parents were like when they was your age at a young age? I don't think you would want to hear those stories. But so I think when we look, people tend to get a little judgmental and don't look at the outcome of what this dude has actually produced. This brother has put out, 8 movies now? 8 movies that are absolutely solely about Black history. And and people hate on it. This brother that has not got recognized from any major award situation at all. But he's been able to put out those documentaries so much so that you have a whole industry trying to copy what he's already done. Some of them went through the trouble to even get some of the speakers he had in him. Now, then another thing that he's also been able to do, that was a platform for other speakers to even further the message on their own, in their own lanes. So when you're looking at all of these different people, Francis Cress Welsing, Dr. Kaba, all of these people who are now fresh in your minds because of these movies, that's his doing. So I don't think he gets enough credit for even having a major hand. Shout out to Sarnetta before him, for having a major hand in setting up and establishing this conversation of the grassroots to the mainstream. Have you seen anything, or have you ever in your mind of history or travels around the world, have you ever seen something so powerful, brother?
Man, the power of foundational Black American, Black grassroots is untouchable. Nobody can match our resume. Nobody. I don't care what they do. I don't care what they say. There's this thing I hear everybody tries to compare themselves to us. Nah, you can't do it. So no, we've seen it all, because we come from the bottom. What they say, you get it out the mud. You loyal to the soil. You in the trenches. And that's where all of our greats have come from. All of our greats have come from that part, and they've all grown, and they grow with the people. And when you have great people that grow with other great people, you do great things. And that's what you see with all of our brothers and sisters who are out here putting in work. And I don't care whether you're famous, you got 5 followers, 3 followers, 500, it don't matter. As long as you are putting in that work and you are aligned with the people, things get done and things get accomplished. And we've been proving that time after time again. You know what I'm saying? So no, brother, I haven't seen anything that can compare. And that's why I consistently say on the Black Alpha Network, this is an era unlike any other era. It's no slight to anybody else because we stand on the past shoulders. But this era is different. And if you can't feel that and you don't really recognize that, then you need to look again, because this is a different era. Brothers and sisters out here really making history. And if you really want to know that, look at the dominant society and look at everybody else. Look at the way they try to come at us and look how they don't have a plan. The reason they do not have a plan is because they don't know how to deal with this. They could deal with the past 60 years, the past 100 years, because they was dealing with the same type of mentality. Once we had a mentality shift and we came with something new, something fresh, new terminologies, new strategies, and new approaches, now they looking at us like, damn, we don't know what to do. They come up with something new, we reject it. They try to come with some BS, we reject it. So right now, we are generally blazing a new path, and I'm proud to be a part of that more than anything. I'm proud to be with my brothers and sisters doing it, and we just got to continue to make it happen, because everything that we achieve, which we're going to do, everything we achieve is going to be based upon we started fresh. We had a clean slate, and this clean slate right now is still being written, so let's make it a good one. You feel me, family?
Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I do. So the other brother I want to address is Brother Tim Black. Now, some of the things that that brother has been able to pull off. Now, see, speaking in terms of Tariq and uh, people always say, "Oh man, grift and this," and I just got sent a space earlier talking about the Hidden History Museum is a hustle or something like that. It's already been open and it's had a whole event there already. So this is production. You can't say somebody's conning you or hustling you when you see the product. And so moving over into Jason Black has also produced documentaries, has also went and put man, he's went and put people out there himself. Also, he on his program has the results of literally giving information and putting people in position to enhance their own financial situation and increase their own finances. So he's done quite a bit. And so that's just one individual within many that is able to, I guess, really change lives. So that's why, again, I say it's historical, because when lives are being changed and you're seeing people come back to their brother and say, hey, this is what you told me, and I did what you told me to do, and I turned it into this, yo, that's super duper powerful, man. And I can't think of anybody in this modern era that has been able to pull that off. Can you at all, brother?
No, because ain't none. There ain't none, man. It's just about the big three, and then everybody in the second tier, man. It's untouchable.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, and so then even with our sisters, have been able to just carve out a whole lane in it respect of itself. Like you have the Vicky Dillard, you have the uh, Six the Goddess, you have the Nicole's View. Shout out to that sister, and many more. And Sister ZZ, Crimson Cure, all different kind of lanes. And so this is one thing that I noticed before. When remember just years ago, back in like 2016, people were saying, you guys are misogynistic and patriarchy and you hate black women and blah 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 this. This is the grassroots. Women very much so have a voice over here. So it also is dispelling myths or tropes or straight up lies that people have put on us over the years that now are being just simply dispelled. So if you notice now, they're going back for one more. They're going back to the y'all. That's what they're doing with Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. They're trying to push that back on us, the whole gender issue, and make it about sexuality versus making it about reparations. Um, so Sister Miriam, I got you on stage. You're here early today, sister. Did you want to chime in?
Why, yes, I do, brother. Thank you for having me. And shouts out to you. Shout out to Brother Black Alpha, Queen Alpha, and Queen Judah. You better believe that I'm here early. I was like, wait a minute, let me check. I got a feeling the family's on. So, yes, I had to come in and chime in. And what more to a beautiful subject matter that we're expressing our love and support to our elder teachers and our master teachers. As you were stating, no one put the paint in the game and made the re-recognition of our elder master teachers than Tariq Nasheed. That brother has put in the work, and people are jealous because even when he was out in his early days, even though some of the things he were discussing, which were the relationships and things of that matter, he still did it with charisma. He still did it with tact and style. He gave a lot of good information to both male and females in the dating world, as well as he's always had his um, hand, if you will, in the conscious school of thought. And everybody have a right to evolve. Everybody have a right for personal, mental, and spiritual and economical growth. And you cannot hate on a brother or a sister when they are steady growing towards their God body and consciousness. And as you were saying, our brother Jason Black, oh my goodness, he's another great um, standout in our grassroots community. He has done so much. This brother has personally gotten people out of jail and personally be there for them. He's took out billboards in support of different movements and different situations that are happening in the community and throughout the country. He has always given support and there to be ready to give economical point of view, even relationship status, and how to build and become your own man and woman. Um, just always have done wonderful towards the community, and no one does analytical um, research and able to put it on the table like our brother Jason Black. And then you have our one of our great elder master teachers. I'm assuming he's an elder because I know he's a little bit older than Tariq and Jason, and that is Professor Black Truth. Oh my goodness, that he's a juggernaut in what he does. The political stands and analytical part that he goes in and truly knock it down and really getting into how white supremacy think and the machine. I mean, Jason's good at it too, but Professor Black Truth, he is so elegant. He is so intelligent. The man is just like breathing air. He is just so articulate, and my hat is off to him. I love all our master teachers, which are the three juggernauts, the three big ones. And as you say, um, I will say, yourself, Brother B. Silla, yourself, Brother Black Alpha, Brother Afro Elite, Brother Terrain Reloaded, our brother Kid Gravity. Um, you guys are the next wave, the next generation. You're our next male vanguard. And then, as you were saying, you have our sister Vicky Dillard, you who is a phenomenal in her spiritual work and how she breaks it down in white supremacy and other things. that is going on in our community. Then you have our sister Lioness Crown. You have our who is a young, thriving, budding Hicks, not only reparationist, but she's good at history and some political things as well. The sister has a brilliant mind and a strong voice. And then you have also our sister Teslin. No one does political um, analytics like she does, how to push forward, push the line. If you want to really get into politics, whether it's locally, whether it's personally, whether it's through the school board, or whether it's on the world stage, that sister have her own um, stats, her accolades, and she is, I dubbed her queen of receipts, and you better believe she is, because she would pull them. The sister is great in what she does. Shout out to all of our female, our sister, queen sisters, who are our gatekeepers, like our sister D. Tubman, like our sister Just Eve, like our sister Nikki the God, like our sister Juicy, like our sister Queen Alpha, like our sister Judas, Queen Judah. I mean, you are what you are. Hats off. I bow to you, sisters. Peace and love to you. To myself, to my sister Wani, to my sister Cece. I mean, you have so many beautiful, strong sisters and brothers who are in this grassroots movement and our lineage pushing forward. To our wonderful brothers who are music masters like Dewan B. Oh my goodness. He is a musical genius as far as he goes on the historical side of it. Yourself, Brother Beatzilla, you're cold at what you do, brother. I enjoy that funk. Man, y'all get it in. I enjoy Brother Sage, who is another brother. He is just so laid back, and his head isn't blown up or none of that. He is just a genuine brother. Shout out to Brother Ray Sabo. I mean, it's just so many. Brother Will, um, Brother Marcus. I love you all, Brother Elevation. I mean, come on, Brother Afro Elite. Y'all do what it do. And that is just our acclamation to our family, because we are just that strong. Look at all those strong minds, bodies, and spirits. And we are all great in what we do. And so I had to just, give hats out to that. And then we're dealing with all these hits of these white supremacists. Who's gonna come at us? Um, when you have to always try to keep your foot down on someone's neck and back in order to prove your greatness, that says it all. The greater are the ones who you trying to push down, who you trying to keep hitting. You can't do it. You never could do it. And you're not going to continue to not do it, because this generation right here, we're taking no shorts. We don't play no games. Like I said, we are checkers and we are wreckers. And we're going to always bet anybody, no matter what color you are, especially if you're somebody who wears skin like us, because all skin folks ain't kin folks. And we got to keep it real. Hey, what's up, brother Eastside? And we just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? And we got to hold that line, hold each other true and through. And I have a lot more to say, but I'm going to yield my time, because this is getting good and this is early in the game. And I'm here front and center in this University of Black Thought and Consciousness and Economical Wealth. We're going to always strive and push for reparations, because that's what we're on. By all means necessary and any means necessary, we're going to come to get our checks. And the PC people aren't the only ones who owe. We're going to deal with you buffer class next. You better believe it. And we're not holding back anything. And I got a lot to say on that Gabrielle Union and that poor excuse for her dad too. I yield my time. Thank you, brothers.
Yes, indeed, sister. And I might have you come back and touch on that, because uh, we gonna have to get to the areas of combating that new black media does, and that is most definitely one of them. So thank you, sister, as always. Fire. Brother Alfred, you back now?
Yeah, I'm back, family. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother.
All right, first off, our sister just spit that hot fire right there. And I like the tone that she said, where we could sit here and we could talk about everybody and the highlights that they all bring to the table, because that is something I wanted to address, and we spoke about this before, brother, where everybody in this movement has their own expertise. Everybody does. I only been doing this for about 2 years. And the best part about it is I've seen so many brothers and sisters from so many different areas and elements that I'm sitting there thinking, yo, if we ever went somewhere, we got an army. We got an army of thought. We got an army of soldiers, of intellectuals, and everybody brings something different. That's one thing that happened to me in DC. And if I could share my thoughts, is when we was in DC, I stopped for a minute and I looked around and I was like, yo, something ever went down. And it was like, we really needed it. I'm bringing that brother, that sister, that brother, and we good. I feel like we was in a space and time where we had everybody we needed. We had the musicians, we had the political people, we had the social people, we had the high, motor energy, we had the low laid back folks, we had the ones from the East Coast, the West Coast, down south, up north. We had it all. And that's what I like about this right here with the New Black Media. Everybody brings something different. Everybody has a different personality, and you can't all come being one way. If you all come being one way, you're only going to get one thing done. We got to have a multitude of different personalities, a lot of different thoughts and stuff. So that's what I love about everybody. We all break it down. We can look right here in this room right now. I see Kid Gravity. Kid Gravity has his perspective and he breaks it down. He be on them tethers heavy. You know what I'm saying? He represents the Caribbean, but at the same time, he holds us down. That's something that we got to have in this movement. Because, there's another tether that run around here with a turtleneck on, and he likes to, cross his boundaries and start acting like he's a foundational Black American. You know what I'm saying? And Kid Gravity, I always say, is the actual way you should be. And that guy's the way you shouldn't be. So salute to Kid Gravity. My brother Torian Reigns in here. Torian be on everybody. Trust me, if some supremacists is out there doing something sideways and they trying to hide the story, Torian gonna find their ass and get them. Trust me when I tell you that. It be folks that you wouldn't even know about. And Torian gonna have 5 videos on them exposing them. Trust and believe that. My brother Afro Elite, real scholarly, laid back. You Zilla, you bring the funk. You bring that OG West Coast style. We need that. Everybody knows I'm the high motor energy all day. Crazy. That's what we need. We need a mix of everybody at the same exact time. And I love when I see people come up to the space and come on stage and they start speaking, because I'm looking forward to hearing different perspectives and I learn from everybody. And that's how I get down. You got to surround yourself with intelligent people so you can learn from them. There's nothing wrong with taking items from your brother or your sister. If your brother or sister comes in here and they got something that's good that you can add to your repertoire, that's what they here for. You show me somebody who surrounds themselves with a bunch of idiots, and I'm going to show you somebody who's an idiot themselves. You show me somebody who surrounds themselves with intellectuals, then I'm going to show you an intellectual. And that's exactly what it is. So the onus is on us to continue to surround ourselves with on-code, intelligent, Black first, FBA, non-FBA on-code soldiers, and we will always be good. So I just want to praise everybody in their different, avenues that they bring to this table and talk about how it all makes us stronger. And on this FBA family tree, we're going to need every single branch, every single twig, every goddamn root. We're going to need it all to get done what we got to get done. So salute to the whole family. We just getting started and we on the mission. Let's keep it going.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And before we get to Eastside, it's real quick. I just want to say that with what Sister Miriam said, just family, listen to all of the names that she was able to roll off. See what this system, what they tell us in our icons that we look at, that they tell us about, and they try to shove John Lewis down our throat, these people.
Dilla, don't start with John Lewis, brother. That sets me off, brother. Don't do that. It's too early in the day, brother. All right, it's only 4:51 out here in the East Coast. Do not bring up John Lewis, family, or Edmund Pettus Bridge. I might start spazzing out.
Right. And you know how they be shoving these folks down our throats. It's like, man, we have a multitude of people that you can list off that can be of service at any given moment. These people tell us about a handful of people who most are dead now, dead and gone, where you should be holding on to their words. We have people right here with us today that are able to speak to our needs today because they're living. So, man, shout out again to all of the people that have just recently been mentioned. We will, I'm sure, be bringing all of these voices back up within this conversation because there's so much information that they have put out that That's the whole other thing, that we'll make a reference to what this person says or what that person says, or I watched this person or heard this person say. That is different than any other time that I can ever recall, family. Again, why this is historic. So with that being said, brother Eastsiders, it's on you, my brother.
Oh man, peace to the chat, peace to the chat, peace to the family. Shout out to the host and co-host. Shout out to our sister Miriam, always lacing us up. Shout out to, the new voices of Black media. I put some in the, I guess in the tweet to see if you could put on a jumbotron. Because over the past week or so, I've been going over our warrior class. The ones that haven't been talked about as much. We've been told about the Tuskegee Airmen. That was the extent of our servicemen and women. So I uploaded the 6 AAAs, our postal, our women. There's all FBA women battalion. I put one up for the Harlem Hellfighters for the 92 Buffalo Soldiers, 92nd Buffalo Soldiers. I put one up for the 761st Tanker Division, aka the Black Panther Division. And I put that up because I want our people to appreciate our warrior class. My whole life we've been told that the military ain't no place for a black man. But and I started thinking, I said, well, neither is prison, but we're going. Either way, we still up under a white man being told what to do, where to go, when to shit, shower, and shave, excuse my language. But at the same time, when we get out of there, we have to try to start from scratch and hope we can break even. To the topic, I can explain the historical importance of the new black media because it goes into the history that no one talks about. And like was mentioned, our brother Tarian Rain. If you look in the dictionary for palm colored people, they'll say they got him in there that explains that. He's noted in the dictionary for coming up with the term palm colored. And I think that says a lot into how we move the needle in terms of our dialogue, and we have a way to control our narrative. And as we do so, we can decide the course of action as for how we proceed as a people, and we won't let them determine us. We have to realize our self-determination. And I'll land my plane there.
Facts. Why I wasn't seeing this in the what you posted, that was crazy. So Twitter is obviously, I think I see it now. I'm gonna try to get the jumbotron. But yeah, brother, point. We absolutely need to honor our warrior class because it's funny that you mentioned that. I was just having this conversation with my wife the other day. That old generation. Well, we had a few generations actually that have literally taught or instilled generation of in-house buck breaking. You understand what I'm saying? And I've seen that quite a bit. Like in-house buck breaking within the family, you basically think you're protecting your children by taking the gusto out of them. Say, well, this is just the way things are, and if the good Lord wanted us to be in this position, then He would have made us white. I mean, there's a lot of generations that was like that, and I look at it as like in-house buck breaking, and to some level of defense of that generation, they thought that they were protecting their loved ones. So I'll give them that. At the end of the day, a warrior is always going to be a warrior no matter what. And so this is the good thing that I'm glad about, that we still always had resilient warriors that actually resisted being broken, to just say, well, we just got to get along, and said, no, there's something inside of me that says, damn that. This is unjust, and we gonna do something about it. So again, shout out to all of our warrior class, and because without them, where would we be? Brother Eastside, you wanted to chime back in on that? Go ahead, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And to talk about the ancestors that did say that, that they did mention, Because if you notice, they always talk about, the Martin Luther Kings and basically the passive ones, or the ones that they deem as passive because they were more measured in their deliveries and their speeches. Well, see, what they don't do is they don't talk about the part where they became, I guess, what they would consider radicalized. Everybody like to quote King when they don't want us beating that ass. They don't want us getting all up in that ass. Then they want to talk about how he promoted peace and equality and all this. But he also said we came for that check. We coming for that check. He did say that. He also said the riots are the voice of the unheard. See, this is the stuff that they leave out. They leave out the part where it's time for us to take action instead of, just standing on podiums and marching and talking and all that, holding up signs. It came a point where we actually had to defend ourselves militarily, hence the Black Panthers. And let's not forget why they created the SWAT team in the first place. It was because of the Black Panthers kicking that ass. The National Guards couldn't do nothing. They were so stretched in around that time between going to the Vietnam War and, being in the city and being on standby for natural disasters. They couldn't keep up with us. So they had to create the SWAT team, but even still, we keep giving them reasons to worry, and we're going to keep doing so. I'll land there.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And, again, these people that we have had that have been our warriors, and have always said strong things. Man, do y'all remember a few years ago when people were trying to come out against the Black Panthers, and they was talking about how the Black Panthers was misogynist and like all the things, like they hated women and they didn't let women lead and all of this. It's like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Especially in my city. My city, there was a heavy Black Panther presence out here. Like, this is the I-5 corridor. So, I mean, the Black Panther presence of militant Black women, I grew up around these women. So when I always hear that, I'm like, well, what the hell are y'all talking about? Or y'all never really grew up around Black Panthers or former Panthers. I mean, but hell, we sure did. Like, no, all these women, some of these women are like, they're, getting up in age right now. But a lot of these women that you seen back there with them afros with Kathleen Cleaver and all of them, a lot of them women was from here. So I got a chance to, I know what the real deal was. So there wasn't no misogyny, but I saw that bull, and that's the way that they were trying to basically besmirch Black warrior class, because again, and then think about that whole Beyonce thing with the that formation madness. So taking a militant act and then trying to put some like sexy shit on it. Do you remember that, bro? Do you remember that Black outfit? And everybody was like, she's so militant. Man, please. You remember that, brother?
Oh, yeah, I remember that, family. I remember that all the time. One of the things people forget about the Black Panther Party is that 70% of the Black Panthers were foundational Black American women. Your average rank and file Black Panther was a sister. Okay, when you talk about the Erica Huggins, you talk about the Kathleen Cleavers, you talk about the Asada and Afeni Shakur, so on and so forth. It was sisters out there, the front line, holding it down. And, our sisters used to be out there with them things, too. They wasn't in the kitchen and doing all that. They used to be out there on the front line with them things, handling business, big time. Matter of fact, you can go as far to say that there's been no revolutionary organization group out there that has been more represented by females than the Black Panther Party. So anybody trying to say the misogynistic angle, you understand that that's just someone trying to demean you and slander you and smear you. We all know growing up in school, they teach us basically that the Black Panther Party is like the Black version of the Klan. That's kind of what they try to teach you. And we all know that's wrong. You got one group that is anti-Black and extreme supremacist, and you got another one that was for self-defense. And we also have to remember that it was the Black Panther Party for self-defense. And you notice they always leave that out. They just say the Black Panthers. They don't ever mention party and self-defense. And those are actually parts of the title. And you can actually go read the 10-point program. And nothing about the 10-point program was radical. The 10-point program was a survival program. So yes, the Black Panther Party was the most thorough organization, party, revolutionary act out there. And everyone knows that for sure. So you're going to always see these tactics. If they couldn't stop you back when you were around, they're going to always try to stop you in the future and have these past tense things. Look what they do to Michael Jackson. I mean, there's a new documentary about Michael Jackson every single year. year, and they're going to continue to do that so they can begrudge and smear his legacy. And they'll do the same thing with the Black Panther Party. They do that with Tupac, Prince. They got stuff on him now. They'll just run it back. So we're going to have to always watch and maintain it, and that's why the new black media is important, because we control our own narratives.
And so, with that being said, family, we are going to make a slight historical pivot. Because again, Miriam, Sister Miriam, we're going in that direction. Like I said, I wanted to hit on the Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade part, and open up that conversation as well. Because there is, just like I was talking about in-house buck breaking, this is also a form of in-house buck breaking. Shout out again to Tariq Nasheed and New Black Media for even popularizing the term buck breaking. And so in-house buck breaking. This woman is over here, you know, she already knew she had Dwayne when he was letting her do whatever in his backside. So it's like, okay, well, let me get this son. Because notice them two little girls are able to be little girls. She ain't doing nothing to them little girls. Them little girls is just able to just have normal girl life. But with this boy, why are you trying to make this? And that's somebody else's son. Trying to make that boy into a girl. And so, and right now, and some of the stuff I'm looking at in like my research here, there's this there's this trans woman. Matter of fact, I got a story coming out in the morning. I got a video coming out in the morning. There was a woman out in New York who was trying to have a 9-year-old girl transgender into a boy without telling her parents. So this is the type of stuff that we are dealing with. So with that being said, family, we are going to change the title of this space. Because we need to get into this Gabrielle Union conversation and Dwayne Wade. And is there really a serious agenda of buck breaking? And of course, that's kind of a rhetorical question because we know that's already a fact. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and try to work on this title. Black Alpha, did you want to go ahead and take it, and then we go ahead and get to Mary? Go ahead, brother.
Absolutely, family. Absolutely. That's the key point, family. When we start talking about, the black experience, you got to understand they're going to always try to take our warrior class and dismiss us. And that goes for our brothers and sisters. See, when we talk about buck broken and buck breaking, it's not just in regards to our brothers. They try to do the same exact thing with our sisters. Yes, exactly they do. So we have to maintain that real energy. They try to make our women men. They try to make our men women. They do that vice versa effect, and they don't have that in any other community. That little Woman King movie, you'll never see a movie like that with white folks where women are beating men's ass. They would make sure that they don't put that out. And it's all about images and imagery. So we got to make sure that we put our money in places that actually uplift and uprise us for our true selves, and not that Dwayne Wade, or I'm sorry, Danica Wade and Gabrielle Union. We got to make sure that we stay true to who we are, what we represent, and we're going to continue to push forth. Miriam, I know you want to say something, so it's on you, sister, and I'm listening.
Indeed, before we segue into the Gabrielle Union issues and situations with the whole ABC Mafia and their intentions, I wanted to, if I could, add on some more of the names, since we're still under the historical importance of the new black media and all that came before them and after them. I would like to give shots out to Queen Afora, Dr. Jewel Pukaroom, Dr. Francis Quest Welsing, Dr. Sarah Zad Alid. You have so many more. You got Mother Tanada. Also, I would like to give shots out and my thanks to Dr. Henry Clark, Dr. Ben Joseph, Dr. S.Y. Crazy, Dr. Phil Valentine, Steve Coakley, Dr. Amos, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Brother Dawood, and Brother Bobby Hammett. Those are the master teachers who laid the game down and the playing field down for what you have today, for the three juggernauts, and also our brothers and sisters in the movement, like Brother B. Silla and Black Alpha, and you know, Brother Afro Elite, Kid Gravity, Brother Terrain Reloaded, and all their feminine counterparts like Vicky Dillards and all the rest. So I'll yield my time right there. As soon as he changed that title, I'm ready to go in. Goodness, it's going to be good.
I'm trying to figure out how to change the title now. Does anybody know how to change this title? Do y'all know how to change this title in the spaces? Anybody? Does anybody in the house know how to change the title of the space?
Hey, I got you, brother. Hey, I'll change it, family. I'm over here lifting a big old desk dresser right here, brother. I got you. I'll change it, family.
Okay, right on, right on. Okay, cool. So talking about this this Dwayne Wade just allowing any old thing to just go down with his own child, man, that's what's so crazy to me. And then the way that the media has basically downplayed the mother, the biological mother, that is, and then is going overboard to promote, you know, Gabrielle Union, who ain't even his child's mother. It's outrageous to me. I don't understand it. It's off. You know what I'm saying? It's off, and it's nothing that I could condone. And like I said, I was just telling y'all the story about the fifth grader from New York, and this teacher, and this is a teacher trying to have this child, and started addressing the child, the little girl, as a boy. Now the family has stayed anonymous, so I don't know the race of this kid, but I'm kind of assuming by the way that this whole fat white lesbian was doing this little girl, I'm assuming that this little girl was black, because you know how that goes. And so she's referring to the little girl as a boy, and using boy acronyms or whatnot. So basically misgendering her. And then they had this little girl pushing her to the point of thinking about suicide. So, you know, now everything look all fine and dandy on one end, but like, what is this boy really going through? And I say this boy because that's what his mother calls him. So, you know, what is he really experiencing at the end of the day? Because this is his whole life being on display, and then this over interference of Gabrielle Union, which I just believe is one of the most worst egotistical people on the planet. Like, Gabrielle Union to me is like Satan in a dress. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. There is nothing moral about that woman whatsoever. And I mean, I'm gonna just say it. Like, if you could see any ounce of, oh, I'm gonna do the right thing versus I'm gonna do what Gabrielle wants in that woman, yeah, I would like you to let me know. But she's just taking this woman's child and just, it's clout. It's not just clout though, because it's her devious and deviant nature that she is making popular. And of course, we already understand this world has gone to hell in a handbasket. so you know, for me, fam, I'm like, yo, this is buck breaking on full tilt, and it's pushing something because you want the youth to see it. It's very important that it happens to a small kid. Now, we already see a 9-year-old can't mentally handle it because they're being driven to thoughts of suicide and telling people how depressed they are. This is a 9-year-old they're doing this to. So how much more is that little boy going through it? Sister Miriam, it's on you.
Okay, I'll go ahead. This situation with Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. First of all, it's a lot of hidden agendas. And since you're dealing with someone who's um, had the potential to be a A-list actress, who really, to me, always been a C-list actress, um, who's fallen away from um, the spotlight of Hollywood, if you will. Um, and then you have a guy who no longer Dwayne Wade, who is making the money he used to in the basketball realm. The exploitation of this child is so wicked on so many levels. We've heard all the sayings that what Hollywood does and how they sacrifice not only themselves but loved ones. You have to really just scratch your head and go, man, they straight up sacrificed this child. They pimp this child out under the guise of he wasn't happy with his sex. And he should be able to choose. I want to be also the ultra supportive parents. I want to be also supportive of him and her, changing their pronouns. When you have what's supposed to be the guidance in your life, which is your parents who's supposed to protect you and guide you and educate you and be your moral compass. This is really, really, really disturbing. Shout out to the the child's mother, because the mother, as you were saying, Beatzilla, was not down for this. She even, I believe she wanted to or tried to take them to court about the situation. She did make bones about it, but they overruled her. The same thing Alicia Keys did with her husband's daughter, and the mom put a stop to it. She was overstepping boundaries and doing things that she wouldn't allow for her child to do. But back to this child, it is just so sad and sickening that they would do this to a child. And then they want you to tell them you can't tell your child what he or she has the right to do. Excuse me, I'm responsible for my child, and that child is at least 18 years of age, in most circumstances 21 years of age. I am responsible to have a well-rounded, law-abiding citizen. And who are you to perverse my child's mentality on sexuality when sex should not be even discussed and in the same sentence with a child, unless you're teaching them about the biological functioning of what is a male and what is a female and what is the reproductive organs for, and to warn them against if they do sexual acts that they can, get diseases and other things of that nature and bring forth a child before they are mentally, emotionally, and physically and economically and spiritually ready to be responsible for another human life to be on this planet. These people have corrupted the moral fiber of this country so badly. And I'm not knocking no one who's an adult who chooses that lifestyle. Peace and love to you. That's your lifestyle. But I'm speaking on what is natural, what is normal, and what I, as a heterosexual woman, have the right to do. Another thing with all the shaming that they do, but yet they are such snowflakes. They are such weak-spined and thin-skinned that you can't even speak something true in a sentence. They're offended by it. Just commonality and normacy, they're offended by it because you're suffering from some type of mental, emotional, or some type of hormonal imbalance. You try to put that on us as it's natural, it's normal, and we don't have a right to speak as a heterosexual society. You don't have the right to silence our voice, just like you feel like we don't have a right to silence yours. And leading back to this child, we watched this whole train wreck come to pass. instead of them sitting their child down and discussing with them, that you are born as a male. So right now you're going to be treated as a male. And when you get of age to make that decision for yourself, a true decision, once you're 18 or 21 and you still feel that way, then we will be supportive of you because you're our child and we're going to love and support you. But there's no way I'm going to corrupt you. There's no way that I'm going to be cheerleading and putting on airs as if this is the normacy and then parade you in front of the world to use you as a mascot for PC white supremacist agendas, to push that on a child. That is just monstrous. That is a gross use or abuse of power that you have of the care of that innocent poor child. And I just don't understand how she gets up there to point a accusatory finger, pretty much looking down and scolding at the black people, trying to put that on our backs. Enough have been, pigeon-toed and put on our backs. And to allow the NAACP, which haven't been for blacks and black movements since its conception. We already know the money and the funding that's behind that. It's white supremacy agenda that pushes that. And if it's not about clout chasing, if it's not about a check or someone that they could put in a light, boule that they could put in a light, then they not there. They not there for what goes on truly in these streets concerning foundational Black Americans in this country. They are not here for that. They are not here for when a brother or a sister loses their life or someone, young, innocent child loses their life, their job. You know what I'm saying? Has been wronged, reputations drugged through the mud, like what this uh, husband and wife, the Black farmers, are going through now in Denver, um, Colorado. I mean, they're not there for that. But yet they want to put on airs and want to give people award, a butt breaking award, for you corrupting a child, and then give these people all this time, airtime, and space to push, to speak, and to push this wicked agenda yet again on our backs. And it's just sad, and it's time to call out the NAACP in any form that think that they represent us. They must be called out. They must be held to the fire. And we're going to always have something to say, and they're going to get the pushback because you do not represent us. You do not represent foundational Black Americans. And enough is enough with all the garbage that she was spewing out of her mouth. And she is a woman scorned. Please believe that. And I believe she do have this sick, twisted way of how she deal with men, especially Black men in particular. It's like she holds a grudge. She's always with a Grinch looking ass. She always have this look on her face like she's smelling something or she's upset about something. She is she looked like a witch. So to me, she's a high witch that is put forth by Hollywood to push her agenda that we already know that they play by. And it's sickening and it's sad because she was, I believe she came out and said how she was violated and she wasn't sure that she was able to give birth or to have children. So for a long time, she carried that scorn with her. And when she speaks, she have a self-hate about herself. Talking about she didn't realize she was Black. Girl, you look in the mirror. I mean, where the hell were you raised? What cabbage truck you fell off the back of? we have to be weary of these people who have these other influences and how they were so-called raised. You were raised. You wasn't reared. You were raised in the yard like the chickens and goats and cows and pigs that you are. They are straight swine that's been cast upon our lineage, and we're not accepting it. I believe if we dig a little closer, I believe she got some tetherism going on because of the bull crap that she represents and push forth. It's not a strong, beautiful black goddess of a foundational black lineage. Just isn't. She's garbage, and I'll yield my time. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, my sister. I can't disagree. And the truth about it is, it's like she is, like you said, and I'm glad you also said it, because when I say like high witch, like, look, this chick has no moral compass. She has zero moral compass at all. If y'all see what in this woman, y'all are lying to yourselves. And how it is because basically what you guys are looking at her as, well, for those who do look at her as kind of being okay, you're looking at the acceptance of the establishment, which at the end of the day is bringing harm to another black male-born child. So I hope you peep that agenda. So they just use, oh, okay, well, how can we attack and weaken another man? Because what are we talking about here? We're talking about, okay, let's just walk it back. Let's look at EJ. Let's look at EJ. EJ up here looking like Tyler Perry dressed as Medea without the wig. You understand? And so that's big, big Magic Johnson, all the women. Have you noticed that a lot of these big macho dudes all have alternative lifestyle living children? Don't miss that. Don't miss that, because what did they have to give up for their career? Maybe they didn't have to give their own self up. Maybe they gave up their children, because that happens in that wicked world as well. So I'm looking at it like, yo, this ultimately you're killing a few birds with a few stones, and by making a big deal out of this little black boy, what do they want? They want other little black boys to start aspiring to this. So what do they have to get on board? Little black girls. But little black girls ain't trying to become little black boys. That's where you're running into a problem. That's how that thing in that lawsuit out there in New York is going down. However, it's all, when you have the machine behind an agenda to force it on little black boys, you got people out here trying to say, yeah, Gabrielle Union shut told them. Who was she telling? Who was that for? What agenda was that about? Have y'all not noticed ever since, especially since I made that declaration that calling us cisgender is actually misgendering us? Have y'all noticed that there has been a straight up big ass push talking about cis men? Have y'all noticed this? It ain't out of nowhere. They listening to the new black media. You better believe it. Even those smaller platforms. Why? Because the people move the needle. So you have to listen to the people. We're from the biggest to the small. They have to see where the temperature is. And they know good and damn well that we ain't really rocking with that Dwayne Wade movement. So you're
bingo, brother Beatzilla, bingo. You hit the nail on the head. I'm sorry to interject.
it's all right.
But yes, that heifer is really trying to usher that in. I mean, she is an all glowing damn puppet out there. She is a mascot for the alphabet mafia. She is really pushing this. And then on the other slight side of it, being a feminist, just like Alicia Keys painting her son damn toes and fingernails. Telling some, oh, you want rainbow colors? That's great. We already know her ass is a deviant. And it's just so sad. Like I said, I don't have nothing against anyone who has that lifestyle. But when you choose to be so overly flamboyant and you get to popping your damn lips and rolling your neck and smacking your back and all this old foolishness, stepping over into heterosexual people's damn lives and trying to control our moral compass and telling us what we can and cannot do and what we gotta have forced down our throats, then there's a problem, because can't nobody do it to you. You think I got them off the speak, whether I get fame or not, which I don't want. I'm gonna always tell the truth. I love Paul Mooney because Paul Mooney was raw with that. He called out all different sides and some of the agenda that was going on with that. But this Gabrielle Union, she it's nothing laughable. I mean, it's sad. You can laugh at it, but this is very dangerous because she had a platform, and like you had most of the people in the crowd was looking like that's a damn shame, and others you had a few stupid ones. Yeah, yeah, ooh, sister girl, yeah. You got to watch these, as Dr. Short so eloquently says. Watch these poor chop feminists. And then you have these trans people who are out here, be it woman or man, these trans people out here, they have it bad attacking women and trying to tell us what our natural bodies are, how we should define ourselves, and what we have rights to. You trying to be what we are. You can never be us, no matter what you do to yourself, no matter what lies you tell to yourself. That's you and your mental illness. And now it's called diasporic or whatever the hell it's called. You know, it's just ridiculous. And I'll yield my time back to you, brother. But yeah, that agenda is being pushed and pushed hard. And I say we get on the line like some football players and hold the defense, because it's time to run them over.
Indeed, indeed. And you know, being that poster child, like I said, she's married to the business. You understand what I'm saying? She's married to the business, never really broke through, was able to get a NBA champion, probably future Hall of Famer if because he's not yet, but land him. And again, money doesn't cure simping. Money does not cure beta maleism. So, and you know, being as savvy as this woman is, and truth be told, I remember hearing her story because she's talking about how she was, and I do absolutely believe that she was violated. I completely believe that part. I just don't really buy the part that is what messed her up. Yeah, Gabrielle Union's the leader. I'm sorry. No. It was probably from one of them janky deletions that you was doing that ended up, because that's another thing about Hollywood, family. Deletions are considered a blood sacrifice, if you didn't know. That's why you look at all of these women who are in front of the camera. Every last one of them has a story that they done been to the hitman. Every last one of them. And by the way, real quick, family, can you do us a favor and retweet this space out right now, because we have changed the title, of course, so we're addressing the buck breaking agenda, Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. So if you could just please retweet this space out real quick, and then also go to YouTube and go subscribe to my channel, beatzillapdx official, and then go over to my brother Black Alpha Network and subscribe to his channel as well as Afro Elite, Torian Rain Reloaded, and Kid Gravity. Yes, indeed. So going back to what I've been seeing from Gabrielle Union, and it's like, the failed career, and she's catching the last hurrah because this puts her in the forefront of something. Although it's an absolutely degenerate cause, nonetheless, she doesn't care. That's even more or less how you can look at her and say she has no scruples. But she's all with the agenda. And so the agenda isn't just happening from black, it comes from the top, of course, and those folks ain't black. So it's almost like how they had the Daughters of the Confederacy shaping the curriculum of children. It's basically the same thing coming back into play, just on the liberal end. Because remember, we are fighting the system of white supremacy. So this is just a separate, or not really separate, but just a different winged attack. Same bird, though, it's just hitting you with the left one this time. So this time, it's still the anti-black procreation agenda. And what you're trying to do is move it into popular culture. Remember when they was trying that with Jaden Smith? And that didn't catch. And then after after that didn't work, then they went ahead and burned Will Smith. I hope y'all just peeping the long con right there. As soon as Jaden Smith's he's coming out and he is in a relationship with Tyler, the Creator, and everybody was like, so what? It's not moving the needle. The next couple of years, Will Smith gets burnt in front of an international audience. That's Will Smith, the biggest black dude in movies in Hollywood, besides Denzel Washington. And as soon as he served no more purpose to the agenda that they were using his children for, they cooked his ass too. So I hope that be a lesson to how they are working. So the same thing has happened. And Gabrielle Union, there's no quitting that chick. There ain't no, see, Will Smith got crease in him. Gabrielle Union don't. Gabrielle Union might as well be, if she was a dude, she'd probably be one of your most vicious gangsters that you know. You understand me? Like, she would be Lamar. If y'all, for anybody who watched BMF, if Gabrielle Union was a dude, she would be Lamar, family. I kid you not. She would be Lamar. I'm just finna go take that chick. Man, it's mine. I'm the beast. Family, I'm telling you, when I see Satan in a wig, I ain't playing. She's the beast in a wig, family. She just got deadly savvy with her agenda and her mouth, but just equally as harmful. Brother Eastside, is this on you?
And it's funny you mention that, because white supremacy believe in controlling both sides, as we were taught by our elder scholars and the new voices of black media. Also, it's important to keep in mind they into the long game. Like you said, the long con, this is a long game. We were taught about the 1,000-year plan, and it was interesting that you mentioned that they have a machine behind them. We need to develop our own machine so that way we'll be able to combat this much more effectively. We're off to a very late start, and the odds are very insurmountable. But I feel like as long as this marble keep on spinning, we definitely have a choice. If we have to erode their economy and their military like cancer, then that's what we must do. But we got to be able to put something together we can destroy this beast once and for all. Like Professor Black Truth said, we don't need to send it off with a quick bang. We want it to go out with a whimper. We want to take them down slowly. We want them to feel every inch of resistance that's going against them, every piece of it. We want to give them Ling Chi, death of 1,000 cuts, but it will be a death. Now land right there.
Big facts, man. Big facts. And that is, I think, what they are dreading right now. That's why you're seeing the Scott Adams jumping out the window. Oh, let's get the hell away from the blacks. Now, number one, family, why would you ask black people, is it okay to be white? You don't ask, would you go ask the LGBTQ community and ask them, is it okay to be straight? They would look at you like, how would I know? Because that's really the answer to that question. Is it okay to be white? How would I know? And so there's a huge indifference. Mind you, there was only like 26% that said no. And again, look at it from this angle. Is it okay for me as a black person to be white? No. Because I'm black. So everything I stand for and all of my makeup and everything I know would have to be a ship. So hell no, that wouldn't be okay. Now, the second part is other people were indifferent. Maybe they heard the question the same way and said, well, I don't know, because I've never been white. I've only been black. So I wouldn't know. So I'll look at it like that. But you have a person that's purposely gaslighting with a tainted message. And he's going full-blown white supremacist on us. Man, you just need to get the hell away from the blacks. That makes, and what other language did he use? Hate group. He used the hate group line. But he didn't say FBA. All black people are a hate group. From a person who is amongst the world's most deadliest group. I'm talking about this. Nobody more deadlier than the harbinger of death themselves. Are you kidding? So it's so funny that he says this. I mean, if you can't go find somebody to kill, you'll go jump off of a bridge. It sounds funny, but am I lying, family? Am I lying? I'm telling you, if they can't find nobody to harm and the law is not being conducive for them to go harm somebody, then they got to go get it out their system by chasing death theyself. Let me go jump out this plane. Let me go bungee jump. Let me go. Come on, man. Let me go sit up here and go wrestle an alligator. Come on now. If I'm lying, let me know, family. But like I said, the harbinger of death. Rose City, go ahead and we'll get to Eastsiders and then Mary. Go ahead, Ro, you got it.
It's going to be a little loud, so I'm going to be real quick. But I don't know if y'all remember, but when Dwayne Wade was going through all that BS with him and his ex-wife, everybody thought the ex-wife was crazy. I do remember that part. Everybody thought the ex-wife was crazy. He gave her a couple million to try to shut her up and keep the house and all that. And she kept saying, look, he's trying to do something to these kids. I remember her saying that shit. And then Gabriel comes in the picture, and I ain't never forgot Corey Holcomb posted this video. After one of the games in Chicago, D-Wade and Gabriel had got into it, and she just literally hucked his ass on TV. It's like she said something to him, and his face just went from excited to like, shut up, bitch ass nigga. And his face just went, whoop. So it's been a whole thing she's been doing, and I've been seeing that little sneaky, devilish ass tone and how she acts. She ain't nothing but another Jada Pinkett. And I see both of them doing the same shit. It's literally the same roles in each movie they in. So they always loud. They always belligerent. They super over the top feminists. And in every movie, that's all they cast them for. If you put them in another limelight, it's a goddamn lie. That's why the movies don't shine, and you never hear from them again. But I think that broad got an agenda, and I'm real about it. I ain't never really watched nothing since she did Bad Boy. To be honest with you, that's the last movie I remember me seeing her in. But I'm gonna let y'all have the rest of the flow. I just wanted to put that out there because I remember her D-Wade dogging that ex-wife out. Bad. And I was on his side until I started seeing them putting that little boy in them Barbie doll girl clothes. I ain't like that shit. But I appreciate y'all letting me talk, man.
Yes, sir, Rose City. Brother, you know what you brought? I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot. Man, they sure enough was making that woman out to be crazy. Oh, man, something wrong with her. She unstable. Charlemagne, the guy, see, when I say that machine, you got people over here talking publicly against a mother and her protection of her own babies. For the machine's sake, man, that is a screaming agenda. And I mean, good grief. I can't even imagine, family, like what that sister. So shout out to that sister, man, for even standing strong and tough. Because she had the world of public perception and media against her. calling her crazy. And you know what tends to happen when they start doing shit like that? You know, people start having accidents and, oh, you're crazy and you're off on drugs. And sometimes they just fall asleep in the tub and, oh man, it is tragic. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm glad you brought that up, brother, because we got to definitely look out for that, sister, because at the end of the day, Gabrielle Union is dangerous, family. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. She dangerous, fam. I mean, and just what you said about that game thing, I didn't even know. But the fact that she could say something to him to make his whole demeanor change, yeah, man. Listen. We some spiritually in tune folk, man. We know what we see. We know what we seeing. There's something ain't right there. Something ain't right at all. Eastside, you got it, brother.
Shout out to Ro for that one, man, because I forgot about that too. And it made me think about when he had that break baby and how everybody was going in on him about that. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that was another way for her to get her revenge on him. And I'm not going to dismiss the agenda aspect of it. I'm just going to put another side to it. And I look at this whole process, and when you mention the similarities between her and Jada, you know, remember Will Smith did do that movie 6 Degrees of Separation. Y'all know how that went. That was his buck breaking process. You know what I'm saying? That's how he got ingrained into it and everything. That was his vetting process. And I look at how we sometimes take more of a passive approach instead of being active, because at the end of the day, like you said, do they ever ask, the bagels that question? Do they ever ask the academy that question? Do they ever ask, the the model minorities, if you will, that question? They only seem to have this smoke for us. No one ever get the type of pushback we get. And somebody asked me, what did I mean by low hanging fruit? When I said we're low hanging fruit, is because we're the go to when it comes down to political upheaval or any type of, narrative shifts or anything like that. You know, when you're talking about the so called liberal left, if you ever notice, and like you say, don't miss this, you notice the only time they ever go after other white folks is when they talking about guns. Everything else, they shift their focus on to us, and I'll land there.
Big facts. Big facts. And out here, they've had to kind of change the conversation because they was trying to make the whole gun thing out here about black folk, and that's not the case at all. And then they try to make crime about black folks, not the case at all. Because we're not killing each other out here like they're killing each other. And on top of that, we are not really fentanyl addicts like they are. So they over here busy dropping dead by the day over fentanyl overdoses. And we over here, minding our own black business, but the media will let you know or tell you that we are the ones responsible for all the damn crime and the guns, and we got to do something about the guns and the crime. And then you go get some pastor to get out there and talk about some BS. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here, family. So yeah, they will always make that pivot. They will never go after white folks unless it's about guns. They won't even go after a white person that says something about the rainbow community.
Hey, can I add? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I just wanted to add to that point that you made, and that stems from the original Birth of a Nation from D.W. Griffith all the way down to the Willie Horton ad.
Man, man, absolutely solid, brother. Sister Miriam, you got it.
Indeed, Brother Eastside. As you were just saying, they never go after one another. And for that matter, none of the bumper classes, at least not in public, they do it behind doors. And that's a lesson. That's at least one thing we can take from their playbook. Um, except for when we have to straighten someone out. Sometimes you got to get it in where it's at. But for the most part, you know, we know how to reach out to one another and pull each other's, coattail and be like, hey, you need to straighten that up and you need to get right and stir, get it back together, and it's all done with love and respect. But this aggressive she devil, Gabrielle Union, and the other Baldy Locks she devil, yeah, they've been pushing agendas um, for the longest. Like you said, ultra feminist. And then on the other hand, they don't have a problem with doing roles, especially Gabrielle Union. If you, like I seen her in this one play, I forget what it's called, but she was with this white boy, and it was like almost on some skinhead like type action. I
Neo
remember her in
Ned.
that, huh?
Neo Ned.
Yes. And I never looked at her the same. And I was watching how she was moving and acting in different movies. But her true to character that she played true to character to me is just like Mary Jane. The little series she did, Mary Jane, that was her in a nutshell. I mean, you know, delusional, highfalutin, um, hypercany living. Jason Black need to really do something on her because that one there, he needs to do another whole piece on her because she a whole subject by herself. Because like I said, she loathes herself. She loathes the skin she's in. And I think the last movie she did something about hair or nappy hair or something like that, where she went on and did, cut the hair off her head and stuff like that. And I said, oh, she had a coming to Jesus moment and realized she was a black woman actually doing that role. So yeah. But it doesn't stop the fact that she wants the limelight so badly. She wants to be in the held up on a pedestal with her white counterpart parts that she's willing to justify uh, sacrificing a whole child. When that child get older, we are going to hear about the battle wounds if he doesn't, succumb to, Lord forbid, um, disease or a crime done against them or something like that in these streets because this is a cruel world. Um, she just had no problem with sacrificing him, and then to get on the white supremacists that went on the rant of the century. Um, this poor excuse of a semen stain, ice gorilla, have the audacity to say that he was claiming he was black. I found some papers when I was like in my teens in an abandoned house that used to sit across from our house, and we called the city to have the house torn down. But before that happened, I went on an excursion. I like to like go on nature walks and stuff like that. So I said, this house been abandoned for a while. Let me go in it. So I went in there and I looked around and I seen some things, and I found these papers where this white supremacist was in the neighborhood. Now the house was abandoned long before we moved on this, in the neighborhood, but found paperwork of a white supremacist who was surveying the community, studying the hand gestures, the lingo, um, and just the culture, our culture, black culture that was around him, like detailed notes. I had the papers and I put them up in the attic. We had a house fire, unfortunately, because that was something that I could have like shared with everybody. These sons of so and so's come in our communities. When you see them, if they don't already live here or didn't come from an old family, they already been here. Your antennas should go up instantly because you drive down there, you make a wrong turn down some of their damn streets in their neighborhoods and communities. They'll call the cops on your neighborhood watch. They out looking at you. Look at what they did to Ahmaud Arbery. I'm saying they be on it. But these white people, you know, because we don't bother nobody, they walk through our neighborhoods, they drive through our neighborhoods and stuff like that. Well, I'm the type of person who will ask you questions. Hey, what you doing? Where you going? Why are you down here? Even when I see them out here working in our community, be it the cable man, be it the electric company, the water company. Hey, what you doing? Why are you doing that with that? Because you have to be on alert. Because here in East St. Louis, Illinois, they a white supremacist broke one of our levees and cracked another one and flooded a whole, like, from our 70 something street all the way through to 80 something street, back over through 60 something street, to 50 something, all the way up to 30 something, like flooded it out because he broke one of our levees. And this story like disappeared. Like, we don't know if they prosecuted this man or anything. So I'm gonna get back on that. I'm glad we having this discussion. But this is how they move and they be in our community. So from here on out, I need all FBA brothers and sisters to question anybody from a bumper class or a PC class that come into our communities. You have a right to ask a damn question. Why are you here? And if it's not legit business, I say get your Gorton tools and show them the exit. And call the popo and show their ass the exit. Because why are you in my community? Period. It's too many agendas, from that which happened in media, that which happened economically, that which happened politically, that which happened on radio, that which happened in the internet, etc., etc. We have to never forget that we are at war. We cannot be lulled to sleep. We cannot be up here pussyfooting around. We must always stay alert and conscious of our situation and our surrounding, especially our men. I'm gonna need y'all to step y'all game up. Not all, because some of you brothers are thorough, real thorough. But step your game up and get those antennas going and make sure you surveying our neighborhoods, because that's your first duty outside of your home. And get with like-minded brothers and sisters. We're going to do the same, because we really have to keep a close eye on our children, even if they're not our biological children. We really do. And watch what they're trying to push into these curriculums and these schools, making sure we don't have no trans people and other people and elephants and bears, oh my, all in their classrooms talking about story time. We have to watch the content in which they're pushing in the education, because we know that one feminist, oh, I forgot her name, but she's the one that slipped it in and tied it in into Black history teaching curriculum in the school. She the one added that ABC Mafia agenda shit onto that, because she was pushing that for a long time. I'm gonna get her name and I'll be able to regurgitate that back to you, family. Yeah, she's the one that spearheaded that. And the reason why DeSantis in Florida talking about, well, they saying he didn't just shoot it down because he didn't want Black history. I beg to differ. He didn't want Black history taught. But when he seen the ABC Mafia's agenda tied to it, it gave him just cause and to call our history critical race theory. If you don't get your bean burrito rolling ass up out of here. I just can't stand a white supremacist. And they always talking that bullshit. Go take your wetback ass back across the border, back across the sea, whatever Spanish speaking country or city or town your ass is from, except for here, because this is our country. And damn it, I said it. And I'm not going to regret it. And I'm not going to take it back. I'll tell it to them in your damn face, because I don't bite my tongue. I'll yield my time.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And you know, these people out here, they have, again, this is a good a way of letting you know how they use handpicked Negroes to push agendas on Black folks and who they're really targeting. And again, also addressing that's another historical reason for the importance of the new Black media, because we could catch things like this and we break this down. Because outside of us, all of this, all of these other media outlets, all they are going to go with is how they want that message received. And the message that Gabrielle Union was doing, here's the big thing that kind of bothered me about that. And you know, okay, does Gabrielle Union really mess with us like that? And then all of a sudden you coming out trying to chastise black folks? Because anytime you hear people doing that, that's exact, because she's not screaming on white folks. And then she's screaming that false narrative. I'm not, does anybody know where Gabrielle Union grew up? I'm assuming she must have grew up around like somewhere around like Southern California, like San Diego or something. In one of them
southern, way southern, like Temecula.
Because it's like, yeah, she wasn't in the hood, man. She was most definitely not in the hood. I cannot see that because she rub me as like being from the hood or kind of being hood savvy. Again, why she is fit for the Hollywood lifestyle. Because again, who is she gonna be around in that Hollywood situation? More than not, she gonna be around Billy and Tommy for the most part. But she was laying her a Dwayne Wade, and he a gullible sucker. So, oh yeah, he a sucker. And on top of that, I go ahead and just get back on by ruining his kid. It's just, now this really speaks to an evil watch. If this woman is literally doing this as also added energy for that side baby, you know how wicked that woman is, man. And these are the type of people that need to be called out. But this type of behavior never gets called out because, oh, we're hating. And what do we have to say about what? Because it's a woman and I'm just a man. Family. If I was a Martian, I could still see this clear from Mars. That woman is wicked. Before we get to Brother John Horse, Black Alpha finally made it back into the building. You know, we've been having Twitter trouble all day. I had to restart this space to begin with. So, man, we got my brother back in here. Hopefully you can come off your mic. You there, brother?
How do I sound, family?
Oh, you got it, brother.
All right. Let me say this, man. We thought Jada and Will Smith was bad. I'm going to say it like this. Dwayne Wade makes Will Smith look like Debo. Straight up and down, family. When you start talking about that whole situation at that little NAACP Awards, and I missed a couple points, so excuse me if I say something that's already been said, but I'm going to say it in the Black Alpha way, so it'll be a little different. When we watched that awards, or shall I say when we seen the clips of the awards, because nobody watched the awards because the ratings was in the trash and the NAACP and all their coons are irrelevant. Nonetheless, everybody knows that agenda was handed to them. And if you notice in the crowd, Maxine Waters was in the crowd. And she was right there clapping right along with it. So you already see the whole handler effect and the whole strategic maneuvers that the Democratic Party does. You never see them go to any other ceremony by the dominant society. You have all types of them. They don't go to the Country Music Awards. They don't go to the Emmys with that bullshit. They don't go to the Grammys with that bullshit. They don't go to the Oscars with that bullshit. They always want to come to our functions. The ceremony and the award show has been weaponized against black folks to the maximum. I'm old enough to remember back in the day when I was a young kid, but I used to see the award shows and it was brothers and sisters really there for the art. Now, when you look at the BET Awards, the Hip Hop Awards, you look at the NAACP Awards, it's basically everything except foundational Black American agenda. And they try to put all of this on. If you look at Gabe Real Union and Daquita Wade, the main thing that they were doing yesterday is that they were trying to chastise foundational Black Americans for not supporting their agenda and what they're trying to do. But I look at it from the good side, as in now they are not tricking us and we're not falling for the games. That's why she had that whole attitude. And if you look, she went through and blamed us for every single thing that goes on in that community. Now, if you look at the statistics and the evidence, you see that we not their problem. Their problem is the dominant society. The dominant society are the ones out here harming them left and right. The dominant society is the one out here trailing them. Everything that she said we do, it goes down with the PC community, okay? And they're trying to use us as some type of buffer to get us involved. And the term that isn't being spoke of before, and I think our brother Sir Funk said it before, salute you, brother, intersectionality. Okay, that is the biggest thing going on right now. Intersectionality, where they're trying to combine our movements with everybody. And that's what she was doing yesterday. She was trying to combine the Black struggle with this other struggle from that other community so we can galvanize and fight for them. And if you watch it, family, they do this with everybody. There's not one group in this country that does not try to tie themselves in with us. You know what I always say, Beatzilla? They hang around us politically and they stand away from us socially. They stay away from us socially. They don't want nothing to do with us. But politically, they like to be near foundational Black Americans. So when the tangibles come in, they can swoop in, grab it, and then run away. And we're not going for it. That's why she was so angry. She was sitting there mad as hell, getting an attitude. Now, she'd never get that same attitude with Bob or Karen or Susan or Sally. Oh, no, no, no. But she had that attitude with us. But it shows, again, that bulk breaking agenda that we've already identified that has been thrust upon foundational Black Americans. But in this new Black grassroots era, we reject it. So they're going to stay mad. They're going to continue to be mad because that type of game plan is out the window. It does not work on us. We already have these conversations and we expose what they're going to do before they do it. So as I always say, family, we got to counter for no matter what they do. So when DeQuita Wade and Gabe Union come around and they try to put that upon us and they get mad and have an attitude and all they want, they go to the BET Awards, the NAACP Awards, the NCOBRA Awards. None of that is going to work on foundational Black Americans. So if they mad, they're going to just have to stay mad. Big facts.
Big facts. And with you know, everything that we have already saw, I don't know if you guys knew there was a because they had a Black History Month event at the White House yesterday. But what you probably did not know is that a day or two before that, there was a meeting of so-called Black leaders, and they were meeting at the White House to talk about Black issues and LGBTQ issues. And I couldn't help but notice, I said, wait a minute, this is Black History Month. Why are you bringing an outside entity into this conversation? And you know where the smoke screen that everybody uses is, well, there's Black LGBTQ there too. Yeah, unfortunately, you guys aren't sectioning them off. Notice it's Black women, it's Black men, it's Black this, it's Black this. But when it comes to LGBTQ, oh, there's no Black in front of that. So why aren't we singling out Black LGBTQ if we're going to make that the issue? But see, it always gets open, and there's a reason why they're doing that. Because just like the one dude who just recently carried out the hate crime, he says he's non-binary now to avoid getting a hate charge. Like you didn't know he's just doing that for that purpose. But that's how they do it. I'm white and I say so. It's the law of the land, family. So with that being said, let's see, brother John Horse, and then we'll go to brother Marcel. Go ahead, John Horse, you got it. Or well, the great one. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother. Are you there? The great one.
I'm here. I'm eating. Y'all cooking. Please continue to cook. No, y'all. This is one of the greatest sessions that I've been in. Please, y'all cook.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brother Marcel, it is on you, my brother. You got it.
Hey, y'all, I'm driving, and you know I'm in Clyburn's district, so that means I might have a minute of signal left. But, yeah, Gabrielle Union, she really pissed me off. First of all, she talking about some fight for all of us or just some of us. Bitch, you ain't never fought for none of us. When y'all ever seen Gabrielle Union talking about reparations? When you've ever seen Gabrielle Union talking about Black Americans being excluded? I don't know who the fuck she thinks she's talking to, but she gonna wash her ass to when she get her ass on stage and think she's talking to my people. That's what she gonna do. And you can tell she has the balls in the relationship. You can tell her wife don't got no kind of control over her. You can tell. And you can tell. He don't got nothing. Even stood up and fought for us. Nothing. They don't say nothing about the fact that we have less homes now, old less homes now than we did during Jim Crow. They haven't said nothing about the fact that we've had 20 million acres of land stolen from us, which is trillions of dollars. They don't say nothing about the fact that our wealth is going backwards and 20% of us already have a negative net worth, and 4.5 million additional ones of us only $10,000 in wealth. So what the hell is she talking about? That we just want to fight for some of us or all of us? Big Julie never fought for none of us. And you gotta watch your mouth, because the little career you had, you wouldn't have if not for us. It wasn't a bunch of LGBTQ people sitting around to watch no damn Deliver Us from Eva. That was Black Americans supporting your ass when you had nothing and no one knew who the hell you were. So she better watch her damn mouth. You see, they didn't talk to us like that when they're on stage, but they won't crawl up in spaces like this and all I want to say, let's go without saying, we know that these award shows ain't nothing but a bunch of BS. So I'm not surprised that they spoke of nothing of relevance to us. But I just want to get her straight. She better watch who the hell she's talking to.
Facts. Facts. Oh, okay. Thank you, Black Nuremberg Trials, brother. I see what you just sent. Wow, that's that Neo Ned. What the hell is that, family? What the hell is that? Okay. Well, fam, this is my first time actually seeing that screenshot, hearing of that movie, Neo Ned.
Yep. When she was fucking with a Nazi. Yep.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. I never looked at her the same again, and it explained her too.
That was done after that. And that was my chick. Like, oh, Gabby, she fine as motherfucker. Nah. After seeing that one,
Family.
Yep.
Family.
You got it now, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put that in the jumbotron because y'all got to see this. Yo, if she was, because we thought Monsters Ball was bad. No, sister, no, this is just not okay. I did not realize she up there talking that big shit with this under her belt. No, we can't do that, sis. See, okay. Prime example. She okay. We keep talking about how wicked and deviant and self-centered she is. This tells you right there. This woman ain't got no boundaries. So will she do anything to Dwayne Wade's child to get on? Hell yeah! Because at the end of the day, she didn't birth them. And like I said, I believe she's one of those serial deleters. I could be wrong. But I mean, I get that energy off of her. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
Nah, bro. No. We all have to see it, and I'm glad that you've seen it too, so you can understand where we're coming from now.
Yes, sir, I do. Black Alpha, chime in on that, brother.
Yeah, you can hear me again, right, brother? I don't want no hopping, skipping, and jumping.
Yes, sir. You good.
All right, let me say this, family. When you start talking about people like Gabrielle Union, and I put the emphasis on Gabe, she's what our brother Torian Reigns calls a Black Karen. All right, she's I want to be a Karen. I want to be a Becky. These are the type of women that wish that they was all the white women. I think our sister Miriam said it better. She is a D-list celebrity who wants to be an A-list celebrity, and she swears that she wants to be like all the white women. So she runs around with that type of mentality, and then she also comes down on everybody. She's toxic. I'm telling you, she made Jada Pinkett Smith look like Coretta Scott King. I'm telling you right now, that woman is the prime example. And I'm going to say this to everybody. Would Daquita Wade and Gabrielle Union even be relevant if it wasn't for parading their son around? If it wasn't for their son, no one will be talking about them. So they take their son and bring him around every news publication, every award show, and they parade him around so they can get some type of clout. Other than that, they don't have anything. There's no movie career for her. His basketball career is over. So basically, they're just buck broken. And like we always say, family, when you speak of buck breaking, it goes in all different ways. You have the buck broken men, which is Daquita Wade, and then you have the woman like game union, and she tries to buck break him in public. That guy has nothing. All he do is he puts on his goddamn high heels and his goddamn fish tanks, and he walks around with his mascara on, and she drags his ass around on the leash. If you notice, we talking about her. Why? Because he was sitting behind her just saying, yes, ma'am, yes, dear, shaking his head left and right. And this is the type of imagery that they want to put on us. They want to always put that masculine woman that comes down on the men, and they want to take that real feminine dude.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, did we lose my brother? You still there, brother?
I can't hear him either.
Damn.
And he was cooking too.
So, nah.
Yes, he was, but I could pick up where he left out until he ready to jump back on. He ain't never lied. All that mascara on his damn face. He's sitting up there living through his son. He wish he could have his penis cut off, or better yet, he want to keep it, because you know what he want to do. He just need to go on and bend over, butt broken Becky. He need to just go on and bend over and take his position, because he do not stand up in that relationship as a man. He do not protect his children. And I don't have respect for anyone who don't have respect enough to protect their own biological children. Exactly. And then we already know that the word neo means black. So then you sitting up there, just look at the play on the words. And then this chick sitting up there, I mean, she was in love with this damn race soldier. I mean, she was about to go through the fire with him and everything. I mean, yeah, that explains a lot. Between that and Mary Jane, that sick heifer has shown who she truly is. And just like with Jada Pinkett, that scandalous cow, she's another one. I mean, you just can't make this up about these females. There are ultra feminists with the ultra big dildo, if you know what I mean, because they act like they were the pants in their family, and then they do the passive aggressiveness, and then they just do where they sit up there and just straight up pimp slap them in public. Why would you disgrace and disrespect your man in the eye of the public? Didn't care, barked it out, gave their orders, and they both collapsed down like lawn chairs with itches that wear skirts. Will Smith and Dwayne Wade. But like you said, Dwayne Wade, Will Smith looked like an actual man next to this dude, because it's sad and pathetic. But I don't even give Will that much credit, because he the one sit up there and did that to his son. Remember, he went on the kiss his son in the mouth campaign, and Jaden wasn't even like that. Jaden was a normal kid until he started all that kissing him in the mouth, and I love my son, pulling them all up under his arm. I'm like, damn, nigga, is this some incest going on? Some ancestral crap going on? What the hell? I mean, I know you let Quincy Jones do it to you, but this is your biological child. But they do that so that they can have that big, the in crowd, the roles and the inclusion. And Gabriella is suffering from, I am black and I hate it. I want to be a Karen, and that's a fact. When I look in the mirror, I don't see black. All I do is see white, and that's crack. I yield my time.
Hilarious. I forgot. Will was actually kissing his son in the mouth. I've never kissed my son in the mouth. I never.
Exactly, brother. You would never do that. And he did it on countless white supremacist show after white supremacist show did that to that boy. And he looked so uncomfortable, like he was screaming for help and every damn thing else. That's why he divorced their asses. That's why he was starving himself and everything else. They forced him into that lifestyle.
I can see that.
I did not even think about that. Thank you for telling that. Thank you for telling that. That's real. I never thought about it.
And that's what I'm seeing in Dwayne Wade's son. Because I'll say son because his mama still call him son. And here's the thing. As soon as Jaden decided to go off and kind of do his own thing and backed away from the whole agenda move, what happened? Like I said, what happened? They did Will Smith so smooth it wasn't funny. That dude became a villain overnight. It was like, yep, ain't got no time for you. This show has failed because again, I'm with Tyler. Me and Tyler, the creator, in a relationship, and no one cared. The ship has sailed and left. So you understand what time it is when you see, especially with the Hollywood thing. It's like they are protecting a brand. They're selling a brand. Jada Pinkett knew what she was doing when she got with Will. And, I don't feel the least bit sorry for her because she made that business decision, willfully knowing what the deal was and willfully knowing his get down before she got with it. So, because again, if she was friends with Tupac, she was well aware of Quincy Jones's get down and also was the Nunez dude. So it wasn't no what kind of company.
What wasn't Tupac messing with Quincy's
Yes,
daughter?
indeed.
Was that
No, Barry
okay?
Gordon's daughter.
No, it's Quincy Jones' daughter, Kadada Jones.
Oh,
Kadada,
okay.
yeah.
Kadada Jones. So with her, see that again, he was coming in and messing with her, and then at the same time, he was trying to make his move with the Death Row East thing. Now, I think also there might have been a little bit of backroom backing for from Quincy Jones to get in on the Death Row action. But of course that's now history. But I do perceive that was the reason why Quincy Jones actually approached Tupac. For those of y'all who have never heard that story, the reason why Tupac ended up in the situation he was in, just having to ride with Suge Knight, is because he was cut off because he would not give Mr. Quincy Jones no loving. Rumor.
That's what I heard. I heard that too. And that's a big rumor on the West Coast. I heard that
Yep.
too.
Yes, sir. It's a huge rumor out here. Maybe.
I don't think that is a rumor, brothers, because it came out of Pac's mouth.
Yes, indeed.
When he exposed that, he became a target.
And indeed,
we doing it deep today, dog.
man,
Today, okay.
Hey, this is the industry. This is what I've been trying to like. People look at these stuff and think that they ain't completely wrecked. Oh man, these folks had to wreck these individuals so they knew they could control them. You can't really expect nothing now. So-called celebrities. These folks is done. If they try to get close to anything, they gonna they're gonna end up in that tub. Y'all playing. It's like, look out for Dwayne Wade's ex-wife, man, because folks don't fair, and they start doing that. Oh, you crazy thing. When they start putting that shit out there on you, and the media starts saying, well, maybe there's some kind of mental something there. Family, the little falling asleep in the bathtub ain't too far away. I'm just saying. Before we get to the hands, Black Alpha, did you want to chime in on that? Because you got cut off last time. You there, brother? Uh-oh. Shit. Tell me Twitter and Gotti begin. Okay, I think it was Rose City, then Eastsiders. Go ahead, brother. Rose City, you there?
I'll make it real quick. I want y'all to know how I know this is a agenda. Dwayne Wade had a son that was supposed to be in the NBA. They didn't make no kind of goddamn mockery. They didn't boost that up or nothing. The boy now, he in the D League. But you see who they are promoting, right? They ain't promote the son, the older son that was doing good. They promoting the little Jeffrey. I'm gonna land on this.
Damn, I always forget he got a whole nother son. That's right. That's right.
Well, he does. We know.
Wow. Okay. Damn, this just keeps getting worse. Eastside, is this on you, brother? Damn.
Man, you know what? I'm go with a quote that I remember from Dave Chappelle when he was on he did an interview with the Inside the Actor Studio. He said the worst thing to call somebody is crazy because it's dismissive. I don't understand that person, so they're crazy. He said that's bullshit. These people aren't crazy. Maybe the environment is a little sick. And when he said that, that made me think about everything that y'all talking about now with Dwayne Wade and Will Smith on their oils check. They got the Midas touch out here, man. We ain't got time for that. We too busy advancing. We're not trying no more. We're doing it, and that's one of the main things that Neely Fuller talked about, is everything we can say and everything we can plebiscite and everything we can study. He said, that's fine, but when are we going to get to the doing? That's going to be the most important part. And I'll leave y'all with this. He mentioned maximum sophisticated confusion, the 4 steps to that. I'll leave y'all with that. I'll land.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And maximum confusion. Family, did you ever hit the nail on the head? Because it's all about confusion. It's the art of confusion on full display. And I mean, these people have mastered it. I mean, you kind of think about what we're talking about. We're talking about the environment of Hollywood. The environment of Hollywood, when you really think of it, family, what is the root of Hollywood? Deception. The very root of everything in Hollywood is based on what? Deception. That'll already tell you whose game you playing. So
can I add?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
My apologies, to the chat and to the host and co-host. But also keep in mind they did have a 1947 congressional hearing with the Bagels in terms of how they use Hollywood to influence American culture.
Big facts. And hey, brother, like I said, I knew you was gonna come in with a pertinent fact, brothers. I wasn't tripping because that's what we talking about today. I mean, this is where that agenda is coming from. I know a lot of people won't get out here and want to tell the truth about that, but let's be honest. This emasculating black men and not only that, but confusing black women purposely. You're going after little girls. And so when you're doing this type of agenda to these little girls, we're seeing that it's turning into 9-year-old depression. 9-year-old suicidal thoughts and shit. This ain't cool at all, family. This is not okay. And so people get, oh, you guys are looking too much into this and too much into that. Before this recent, this last decade, when have you ever seen the ideas like you are seeing today pushed on children? Does anybody ever remember seeing that? I mean, when we had things that were a little racy as kids, that shit was getting taken off the air. Or we got ads taken down. We're in the generation where they can't even put cigarette and liquor ads up on billboards in most major cities. You had to take them out of magazines. You can't even do that no more. But now you're putting this type. Well, let's also remember they took safe sex out the conversation and equation, and then replaced it with a pill. Now that shit right there, when I started seeing that, I'm like, wait, a pill? Undetectable? The hell is this? No, still use condoms. Like I have a gay cousin living with that shit. Like, yeah, you'll be undetectable, but that it still is what it is. So don't kid yourself. It still is what it is. So family, we are watching agendas come in waves and droves, but there's one main agenda: anti-black procreation. And it comes from a source that does not look like who you look at in the mirror every day. Just believe that. Black Alpha, are you there, brother? Yeah, look like you might still be caught in the matrix. Sister Miriam, you got to go ahead, sister.
Thank you, brother. I was going to make the connection to when you had said, what is the root of Hollywood? weird, which is confusion. The name in itself is Hollywood. If anybody know anything about the holly tree, it is the wood in which warlocks and magicians make their wands out of. Harry Potter, anyone? But I'm just saying. And you have to understand stars. They call stars for a reason, to illuminate Luciferian. So it's a lot of ties into that. You can't forget who is doing it. Then if you break down Lucifer itself, which means messenger, which was the lawyer, which is over music, which is over entertainment and pleasure and things of that nature, you have these people who say they're Luciferian and they do all these rituals and what have you. I mean, it's nothing new. It shouldn't be nothing shocking, not with all this stuff that's coming out. Look at Balenciaga, whatever the hell the name of it. And you have all these crimes against not only nature, but all extreme crimes against children. And you have all these places like Disney, the reason why it was constructed in the first place. And then you also have Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. They target our children. Hell, people didn't realize what role Bert and Ernie represented on Sesame Street. People didn't realize what SpongeBob, Bob, and Patrick relationship was. People don't know that Timmy Turner was the first cross-dressing cartoon because they wanted a girl, but they had a boy, but yet they still dressed him in pink. People don't understand a lot of these open, you know, things that they put right in front of your face and do it with a lot of trickery and what they would say sorcery, because they somewhat doing a 3-quart Molly in front of you, to mesmerize you, but yet put the truth out at the same time. But they do it with a lot of funkery. And then you have I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I think it's American Dad. One of the cartoons were not Lilo and Stitch has one, and then you have the alien. I think it's on American Dad, too, where you have the aliens that are non-binary, that chooses to be. They clearly look male, but they choose to be female. Like I said, I have no hidden agendas. I have no disgust or disrespect for anyone who's in an alternate lifestyle, that are responsible, caring, loving adults. But when you try to funk with our children, it's war. And that's any race out here, any culture, any ethnic group, any man or woman out here, any animal that has children is going to protect their young. It is our God given right, it is our natural right, as sure as we breathe air. And when you are a nation that no longer protect your children, can you say Sodom and Gomorrah? Can you say the fall of Rome? When great cities and entities no longer protect the children, it's an all no holds bar. Bestiality, all of this, they are trying to make into law and push it down our throat as normal and acceptable. And it's not. Not when you go that far. That is just sick, twisted, demonic, and you have no right to mess with innocent, beautiful lives like that. The consequences will be great because you're going to be dealing with mental illness. You're going to have people who don't only inflict self-harm on themselves, but will come out here and be the next mass murderers when you do stuff like that. And you will have, as Tupac said, you will have a race of babies who will hate the ladies. How are we going to procreate and become others and more if you do things of that nature? You just cannot do it. And it's just sad to see. And I'll yield my time.
Yes, indeed, my sister. Yes, indeed. Facts as always, and fire as always. Brother, Black Alpha, are you there, brother?
Can you hear me this time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got you loud and clear. Go ahead, brother.
Man, I just want to add on to what our sister was saying, and people got to understand this goes from top to bottom. This is a whole apparatus, and it's always targeted at us. You know, you can look around, and when you see the dominant society, it's not the same type of play. They always come to us. They come to our endeavors, our business practices, and our affairs, and they put this type of agenda in it. As y'all say, highly weird. Every day, every week, every month, every year, you know, they got some type of movie that is literally anti-black family. And this is what this is all about, family. This is all about stopping the black family. If they can't get us out here in the streets with the race soldiers, then they're going to come at us with this type of thing. They're going to try to turn our men into women, our women into men. Because if that's the case, then there will be no kids. As our sister was just saying about Tupac, this is what they try to do. They try to put that in our mind. Everybody seen what a tiny Zeus Lester was saying. We call him Debo. Y'all seen that clip that came out with Debo saying how he was hated in Hollywood because he ain't wear no dress. You know what I'm saying? Our brother was holding it down. So salute to Debo all day, every day. Rest in peace. But that's the type of energy that, you know, we have to have. Look at old buddy. What's his name? Terry Crews. Terry Crews is a guy in there. You know, he the only black man in a white woman movement. Think about that, right? The only black man in a white woman movement was sitting there getting fondled in front of his wife, which, you know, I think he liked it, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. We got to get real brothers out here with some masculine energy and some real sisters out here with that feminine energy. And we also have to understand that our masculine and feminine energy does not look like white people's. Too many times we out here trying to have our women act like white women and our men try to act like white boys. Hell no. We differ. We brothers, sisters, kings, queens, goddess, and gods. And we got to follow our own script, and we got to put out our own energy and vibes. Once we do that, man, we'll get rid of all of that bullshit. This is why we in this space right now, because we got that energy. Ain't nobody in here talking about no goddamn Daquita Wade and Gabe Union. We don't represent that. She can get mad all day long. She can fuss, hoot, and holler all she wants to. We're not following that agenda. And we're not putting that agenda on our kids. And you can run around here all day trying to promote intersectionality where you crossbreed all of our agendas with somebody else's, but we will put an end to that. And we consistently have been doing it. So salute to all of my real black men out here who are strong. Salute to all my real black sisters out here who are strong. We're going to go ahead and continue to show them the way we do things on our side. And our side is the best side. Right back to you, family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And shout out to Sun Kissed by the Most High. Shout out. You asked if that book I put in the Jumbotron was written by a tether. It was written by one white man and one tether who identifies as femme queer, whatever that means. But she's a woman, so she doesn't technically identify as lesbian. She's a femme queer. I'm so confused on these new terminologies. She's gay. Whichever way that wind blows, let's just keep it simple. We're getting too... See, that's... Family, they do all this social construct talking crap, and then actually cisgender, yeah, that's a social construct, genius. Well, no, it's a scientific term. No, the hell it is not. No, sir. The word genealogy, the etymology of the word genealogy is based off of sperma. What's that? Something that comes out of biology. Oops. Oh, man, there's that biology problem again. Damn. Biology is always in the way, isn't it? Shit. Oh, Lord. Anyway. This agenda is crazy, and it's all about, hey, man, don't be women. Let me tell you a real quick story before we get to the next speaker. When I was a kid, I went to, we moved, my grandfather died, so me and my mom, this after my parents had divorced, and so me and my mom went to move in with my grandmother in her house because she didn't want to be in that big old house alone. So we were over there with my grandma, right? So I had to go to this school that was near her house. Oh, being the only black kid in this school was crazy because it was like the way that white kids would try to get at basically the biggest kid in the school. The only thing you could really do is try to say Black Wonder Woman. So you can't say Black Superman. You had to, their only thing was relating a male to a female. It's like, well, I'm that much bigger than you, and I could whoop all of you. So how much of a female are you? But see, they had it programmed in their minds at that age, family. So what I'm saying is, while they're forcing transgender shit on our kids at 9 and 10 years old, oh, their little kids already know they hate black people. And I want to shoot them. So, I mean, what are we talking about? 9 years old, how many years away? That's 8 years away from a Kyle Rittenhouse, correct? And all of these other school shooters, by the way. So they're well on their way, but they want your son in a dress. And damn that. And damn Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Man, you might as well put on that dress next time. Y'all need to stop coming out in inappropriate gear. This dude needs to be in a dress every time we see him, and Gabrielle Union needs to be in her power pantsuit. She needs to be in a power pantsuit wearing the pants, because that's what's going on there. We got Brother Magic in the house, and then we'll go to East Siders. Magic, you got it.
Greetings, everyone. This is your friendly neighborhood Magic Dragon. Different celebrity, but same subject. Today or last night, Jonathan Majors appeared in cosplay on the cover of Ebony magazine. That cosplay is of Don Quixote do Flamingo from One Piece. If you look up this character and that anime, you understand that it is based in Yoruba African spirituality, Haitian Vodun, and many other quote-unquote ancient myths and so-called ancient weapons. And that particular character, Doflamingo, is known as the heavenly demon. He is the most evil villain there is. Blonde hair, crazy eyes, pink feathers, rock star kind of look. But this nigga got slaves, and he's turned the slaves into toys. And anybody who's been turned into a toy, nobody remembers them. And he's one of the people who likes to alter history. So all I'm saying is, sound familiar? And Jonathan and Michael B. Jordan have taken this Hollywood agenda and flipped it on its head with the anime shit. Y'all need to do research for it. Check it out, and you will see what I see. I promise you. Fishman Island arc and Dressrosa arc. And I'm going to land my plane.
God damn. Well, that was big. Damn. Okay.
But no, you know, I'm glad you said that. What's the white boy's name? The rapper, Machine Gun Kelly. Is that him? The MGK dude, I believe that's his name. So he used to be kind of like the like I guess down looking trailer trash white boy type dude. If you have not noticed, his whole getup now is pink. And he's a rock star now, doing the rock star thing.
Yep.
You saw that. Yep. Now I do have that right. That is Machine Gun Kelly, right?
That's MGK. He went at he was messing with Eminem's daughter. Yep, you're right.
And Eminem eviscerated him on the mic.
Yep, destroyed him.
Oh shit. Boy, this rabbit hole keeps getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah, he destroyed him.
Oh,
Kill shot for real.
Yeah, kill shot. He was like, "Oh, you've lost. Do not rap again." And he never rapped again. And he went to rock.
Damn it. Ooh, wee. Boo would have been but a business. Family, let me tell you something. It's cutthroat like a mug in between them. Drove that boy over to being a rock star. So what he did was went that pink route. And so I'm just saying, if you notice, there will be certain color schemes with certain artists when they kind of make a transition to where you can tell that the machine is kind of behind them. Look for certain colors. Pink is one of them. Orange is another. Orange will usually be with the women, though, because that represents a witch. And then look for the blue lights, and then also look for the red lights. So blue is the truth. Well, blue is the hidden truth. And then red is their God. So, you know, if you didn't know, that's just kind of the way that one goes. But yes, I'm glad you brought that up because there's a are into that y'all would not know they are into. You're like, wait a minute, I thought that was some black shit. Oh yeah, these folks have had their hands on everything. Everything, family. Eastsiders. Oh wait, but real quick, family. Before we go to Eastsiders, if you could do us a favor, family, everybody in this space right now, if you could go to YouTube right now and subscribe to my channel, beatzillapdx official. I have a video coming up in the morning talking about the teacher from New York City who was trying to force the little 9-year-old girl to become transgender. So you don't want to miss that. After you go ahead and subscribe to that channel, go right on over to my brother Black Alpha Network and subscribe to that brother's channel right now. Make sure you hit your notification bell so you can get that word, hit that word all. And then also I see my brother Afro Elite in the house. Jump over there and go subscribe to that brother as well as Tori and Rain Reloaded and Kid Gravity. So with that being said, Eastside, is this on you, my brother?
You know what? I'm glad. You know, Magic Dragon brought that anime to our attention. You know, it's one on Netflix called Yasuke, and it's basically a black samurai who was a slave. You know, had an Italian slave master at one point, but you know, I guess after gaining his freedom and everything, he went over to Japan and basically, you know, fought these demons and all of this other stuff. But you know, I ain't gonna go too on with that. But that goes to show you that how everybody shows their hatred towards us until we do something that saves their asses. Next thing you know, everybody want to go, you know what I'm saying, jockeying and, you know, strapping on helmets for us and everything. So also, this goes back to how when I mentioned before about soft genocide. You know, you gotta understand how face works. When you want to keep your face with your peers or what you consider your peers, see, they want to just eradicate us flat out. You know, Nazi Germany style. You know, but they know if they do that, they'll lose face with, you know, in geopolitics. They'll lose face amongst their peers on a global scale, especially since they're trying to see, you know, project themselves as a moral authority, you know, and that goes back to the whole buck breaking and, you know, and how they, you know, from getting, you know, depleting us of our warrior class, you know, and getting us to break down a nuclear family. Remember, that all went back with Margaret Sanger, you know, the godmother of eugenics. You know, let's not forget that. You know, this is what, you know, and I think it might have been the great one that touched on the abobos that's going on in Hollywood, or maybe it was you, Brother B. But, you know, that made so much sense because what all the stuff that they were doing, you know how many, you know, kids that would have been brought out if it wasn't for that deletion that was going on, that extermination, as we should call it, because that's just what it was. You know, that's just what it is. And a lot of them don't be ashamed to talk about it. You know, we have to do what we have to protect ourselves, our family, and our community. And I'm going to land there.
That's facts. And just like Brother Gil Scott Harris said, the revolution will not be televised. Why, brother? Because the revolution, brother and sisters, starts in the mind. Now, what happens after that? Oh, yeah, all of that will be televised. But see, it first has to start in that mind. It changes the change of thinking. Like I said, I always go back to the Planet of the Apes and Caesar. When he made sure he got them canisters and said, okay, I need to go get these canisters of the smart juice and go bring it back to my people so they can see clearly. And then as soon as he went, they woke up different. And he went and gave him that little eye check to make sure he gave him the orange code check. Let me look in your eyes and make sure you won't code. All right, come on through. And that's kind of basically where we have to be with it now, because we have so many people wrapped in black skin that just got nothing but Lucifer in them. And not to be overly religious, but you better know what these people believe in and what they already all 100% down with. So even if you're an atheist, you better understand that they worship Satan. You whatever religion you is, you better understand what religion they rocking with, whether you believe it or not. Because when see, here's the thing: you don't have to believe in Satan, but they system sure does. So if they system can go ahead and do with you as they will, oh, best believe it'll get done, because that's the ruling system. That's why we say Babylon is fallen. See, we call it into existence. We are speaking it into existence, because this place absolutely is wicked as all get out. And think of Hollywood. Hollywood is a tool of war. Hollywood is a tool of war, family. Media is a tool of war. And media and Hollywood are two extensions of megaphones. It's crowd control. Like if you had a stadium of people and you need to get folks, all right, everybody in this section over here. And then you got the other person on the other side. All right, all of you, we're going to go over here. It's the same thing. Same rule applies, because remember what the job of the boule is. They are just supposed to be a level of chiefs that work and control the day-to-day business of the city business for the ruling class. That is what the word boule literally means. So just put that in perspective. These Negroes were proud to call themselves the boule. We're going to be the chiefs that do the bidding and the gatekeeping to our own peoples for the white man. Like Red Joker say, yay, the white man. Black Alpha, are you there, brother?
Yeah, I'm right here, family. Hey, I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to add to what you just saying. There's been pictures floating around right now. The wrestler John Cena, I don't know if you've seen it, but he's wearing a dress right now. You feel me? And this is what happens when we turned it down. Trust and believe, that dress was made for us. That dress was made for us. But, a lot of brothers now is like, nah, we ain't going down that road. So now they're going to have to pick up that dress and put that shit on. But this is what they always try to do. I mean, when we can sit here and we can think about black comedians and black actors and we struggle to find one that has never wore a dress, that's sad. That's very, very sad. But it's that, that crazy mentality that you speak about. And then when you add a crazy supremacist mentality to black folks who will do anything for a bag and to sell out their own people for a couple butter biscuits and crumbs, this is nothing but the buck breaking plantation way back during slavery. It's just happening in Hollywood. Trust me, this is just the same thing, doing the same action over and over again. And it's going to take brothers and sisters, like I said previously, like us to put it into it. And if you see, we have been putting it into it, because motherfuckers is out here saying, I ain't putting on no dress, no motherfucking lipstick, none of that shit. So we're going to have to continue to push that line, because they want to make sure that the next generation sees it. Family, y'all know all about the buck, the buck breaking plantations, and they would take the biggest black man and break them in front of everybody. That's exactly what Dwayne Wade be doing. And that guy who was just on the Ebony magazine, that's what they be doing. They want to have that same type of energy so they can have the whole black community, particularly our young folks, see, oh, that's the image of a black man. You put on mascara. Oh, okay, I got it. Oh, that's the image of a black woman that drags the black man around on a leash. Oh, I got it. So the black man is supposed to be feminine and the black woman is supposed to be masculine. They're trying to buck break us, not on the slave plantation, but through images in Hollywood. It's the modern day version, and it's on all of us to put it into it, and we're going to do so.
That's funny you said that, brother, because isn't that... See, now they came up with a plan of attack to Brother Gil Scott Harriman. If the revolution starts in our mind, then where do they have to change the thinking? But boy, we put on your stool.
You cooking, man. You cooking.
we going
for the record tonight, family. Yeah, definitely. I need everybody to pull up to the Black Alpha Network because I'm gonna get that Black Alpha work to Gabe Union and Daquita Wade. So we gonna serve them. It ain't gonna be that Twitter space server. It's gonna be that Black Alpha Certified Black Society. So y'all pull on up to the Black Alpha Network, and we gonna have to bring them fire extinguishers because we gonna set a blaze on all their ass tonight. We gonna put an end to it starting here. Yes, indeed. I'll see y'all all there. But let's keep it cooking, brother.
Yes, indeed. And this again is the reason that the new black media is of great historical importance without a shadow of a doubt. Sister Miriam, it's on you.
Indeed. Thank you, brother. As you were saying, Brother Black Alpha, that they rule with the images in which they portray and that they put forth. You have to remember that they stole the Masonic order to manipulate and to rule as a secret society that's straight from out of Africa. You could see a statue of one of the queens standing on her square with her trowel and her masonry apron. Chew on that. And then they also make sure that they have symbols, actual symbols and gestures that they do. So they rule through that. And they're doing a lot of this brainwave frequency programming our babies right now. A lot of children are developing vision problems, speech problems, and even some forms of autism with this baby shark. That is on the alpha brainwave. And then you got those that are doing the sigma phi pi brainwave. Sound like a fraternal order, doesn't it? Coming on to that, you're dealing with those brothers and sisters who pledge Sigma, Theta, and all that under the fraternity. They pledge into the Greeks. They pledge into be gatekeepers of PC ruling class. That is their oath. That's why if you look at the Spike Lee movie, School Days, when he say wake up at the end, it was the Greeks against the blacks, so to speak. Go back and really look at that movie and listen to the terminology that was used. And it wasn't just about good and bad hair, light and dark skin. I mean, yes, that's the coolest of it, but it was about a lot deeper, even about the politics in which how they recruit the boule and how they exploit the black woman and how they use their boule systems with the blue bang societies and the paper bag and all that, those controlling mechanisms in which these old ninjas did. So, and still is putting together debutantes and pushing some of those ideologies within their youth, and that's coming up today. And you also have leading back to Hollywood and the machine of what they do. They're under divine judgment just like all of us. But the thing is, Satan is Satan. So he's going to give you the truth with a whole lot of trickery. And that's what tell lies to your vision is. It's the one-eyed cyclops. Yeah, it will program your subconsciousness. The steward of your ship and of your thoughts and reality is your subconsciousness. That is your God mind. So you have to protect that. And what you are looking at visually and what you are stimulated by visually and what you hear. Remember, rhythm and beat is the called soul catcher because it moves the rhythm of the soul. You tie that into metaphysics, into the universe. All of that is intertwined into one another. And I love anime. I mean, it's some cold stuff because they always doing evil versus good. They deal with demonology. They deal with a whole lot of metaphysical things. So I always have watched anime. And the sister was 100% right. It is so damn evil and wicked how they could portray someone and believe me, you, when they put certain vibrations into the planet, it's up to us to stomp it down. But no one stops stuff from developing the way we do. If we are awake and are not lambs to the slaughter, We could stop anything that they form, and they know it. We're the only divine freaking energy in the universe that can stop them. That's why they see us as their devil, when we know damn well who the true devil is. And his ass is pale and can't be in the sun for too long. So yeah, I yield my time. The damn machine is crucial. And it's out here doing their bidding and their work, and you have all their damn their damn slave bunnies out here running around doing their bidding. So we have to sit up there and do an exorcism, because we're dealing with demons. It's simply what they asses are. And remember, devil isn't necessarily a motherfucker with a pitchfork and a tail. It's the one who goes against nature, who goes against morality, who goes against the just against another human being having the right to live and to be free within their own skin and their own right, able to provide, protect, and to project a future, and to be out here and to have honorable dignity and respect for oneself and their people, their family, and their culture. That's what make a damn devil. And remember, the devil is nothing but the head fallen demon, and his minion are the little demons. And that's what you're dealing with. And we're righteous. We're godly people. We're usually moving in divine light. We're corrupted a lot. We're under the steady microcosm and macrocosm of what these 5G towers are putting out. So you dealing with energy waves that interfere with our brain waves, that interfere with our electrons and our very bodies. I mean, I'm real deep, and we can have a class sometime. We can meet up, brothers and sisters, on a whole nother issue and a whole nother page outside of this media, because I don't believe in teaching the beast how to beat me. But yeah, back to what I was saying on that level, we have to do some exorcisms out here. Funk Constantine, we are the true ones. And we could do this. Yield my time.
Yes, indeed. Fire as always.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yes, indeed. Let's see. Sister Magic. Sister Magic. Go ahead, sister. You got it.
Thank you. Real quick. First, everything she said. Yeah, that. And thank you, goddess. I'm gonna be hollering at you, believe it. I'm 40 years in the anime game, so I feel you. The other thing I just want to say real quick is at its most fundamental level, it is our African spirituality, quote unquote, mythology against their Greek mythology that they stole from us and put their little perverted, nasty shit onto. The only thing these motherfucking demons have ever invented, and excuse my French, is white supremacy, racism, and the patent office. And I'm going to land my plane on that spaceship.
That patent office. See, another thing, too. See, we are.
What you know about some Jack Daniels? That's supposed to be us.
Jack Daniels, also the dude whose Jameson is named after was a very staunch racist, but the story goes that he didn't invent that neither.
The light bulb.
Yes, yeah, and what the matter of fact, the family, the family of oh man, for all my whiskey drinkers in the house, if y'all need to know, the family of the man that made the recipe for Jack Daniels, they do have a family brand. It's a black-owned whiskey, the black-owned bourbon. The name escapes me right now, family. So if anybody knows, any bourbon drinkers out there, I don't know if you all are drinkers.
Jameson's?
Say that again.
Jameson's?
No. It's
okay.
not. It's damn. It's a bourbon. Oh man.
I have to know now because I'm gonna buy me a bottle.
Yeah. It's a bourbon, man. I'll find the name, brother. I'll find it. And
by any chance, is it Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey?
There you go. There you go.
On the Super Bowl party, I got a T-shirt for that shit at this party I went to at Founding Fathers Restaurant.
That's it. Uncle Nearest. It's Uncle Nearest, brother. Uncle Nearest bourbon. That's what it is. That is the family of the originator of that recipe.
Okay. And another invention. The refrigerator. Come on, let's
Look
talk.
at the family.
Let's talk. Let's
If
talk.
you're looking
The
spiritual
refrigerator.
reason, y'all ever been to a ancestral ritual? Check them out at Oil Toji.
There you go. Let's brother Alpha. Did you want to chime in before we get this next hand?
Hey, let's just keep it pushing, man. We cooking.
Listen, you got it, man. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Greetings to the FBA family, Freedom family, everybody in the room. I was just gonna say that you were asking about that whiskey, and I was gonna say, the lady already got it. It's Uncle Near's. It's damn good, by the way. It exists because the family of our ancestor, of the man who taught Jack Daniels how to distill whiskey, his family went to the organization, which is, of course, worth billions, and they just wanted, some sort of compensation. And so when they didn't allow it, they came out with their own whiskey, which has won like a ton of awards. It was like the most awarded whiskey in 2019, I believe. One of the subsequent years or former years before that as well. And it's damn good. I was just gonna say that.
No, hey, thank you, brother. Like I said,
Thanks for putting that in.
yeah, for anybody,
it should be in our hands. It should be in our hands. That $1
If I
billion
may,
company should be in our hands. It should be all of us. It should be in our hands.
Facts.
It shouldn't be in white people's hands.
if I may, there's two more sets of Black families that are out here doing the whiskey, and their name is Bryson Yarborough, as well as, let me see, because they call it's called Brothers Distillery, and they're pumping out, and they won awards, and they out of Louisville, and they're owned by brothers Victor Bryson and Chris Yarborough. And then you have another couple that's doing it, Sean and Tier Edwards. They have Fresh Bourbon Distillery Company. And yeah, they doing the darn thing, family. And theirs called Fresh. And it's nice.
Ooh-wee.
You see how we talking? I love this. We talking. We cooking for real today.
Wow. So y'all just dropped. Let's see. What's that?
Yeah.
What is that, John? Is that about five, 6 brands?
Can I drop a secret too?
Oh, go ahead.
Please do.
This isn't about whiskey. This is about music, and my powerful ancestor. Y'all might have heard of him. His name is Charlie Yardbird Parker. As in jazz, as in Dizzy Gillespie, as in Miles Davis would not exist without him. I'm sending y'all pictures on the thread of my ancestor shrine, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm landing.
Ooh, wait, boy, we're gonna melt Twitter today.
You're cooking today, dude. It's a cooker. Today's a cooker.
Ooh, wait, great.
What's going on today?
Go ahead, brother. You got it.
Look at this. I'm gonna follow what she was saying. You know what I mean? But why are we cooking today? Is there something that's happening today? Because y'all cooking 100%. Like Alpha cooked, Beatzilla for real.
I know why.
Okay, please let me hear it, because
it's the last day Black History Month. After these motherfucking Zungles been disrespecting us all this time. It's 2023, y'all. Add 2 + 2 + 3, 7. That is the T. We are setting it off. It has begun, and I am thanking Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors for setting this shit off right, connecting the anime with the Black community. FBA B1 family. Woo!
Yes, indeed.
All right.
And it's something in the universe, the alignment, and it does deal with the 2 + 8 = 10. That's the true completion of a baby in a woman's womb, because they don't discover the first actual month when a child is there. They can't detect it. It's the second month. So they say 9 months, but no, it's 10 months, which is perfect, which is round, which is global, which is like the universe, which is the shape of the planet.
I didn't know
I remember
that.
first time I felt my son's heartbeat. That's how I knew I was pregnant before the test.
Yeah, I told y'all. We found out. We knew the first with our oldest, but the baby. Oh man, that was a total surprise. We thought we was going in for something completely different. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna just take my woman or take my wife over here to the doctor. Shit, I'm off today, so let's go. So I went over there to that doctor. That nurse came back in. Well, because you're pregnant, you might feel a little discomfort in your stomach right here. So what? Because she's what? Oh, but she's pregnant. No, she ain't. She's like, I'm not pregnant. Like, yeah. And that day is when we heard the heartbeat. Said, oh shit. Well, now, because you always got that one family member that runs into you and be like, y'all don't know yet. Okay, well, I'll just let y'all find out. Because my aunt had ran into us and she was like, oh, hey, you guys ready for another one? Oh no, hell no, not no time soon. Shit. Yeah, so yeah, that's how it happens though, and hey man, I'm overjoyed. It's been a pleasure being a parent.
I love being a daddy, dude. I love being a daddy. When my sons come through and they ask for dumb stuff, and I'll be like, okay, I'll do it. Even though it's dumb and I know it's dumb, I will still do it. I love being a daddy, dude. I love it.
Hell yes. Hell yes. And ladies, y'all hear this? These are black men telling you we love being fathers. So y'all know, like, don't get it twisted. Like,
exactly. I love being a daddy. As soon as I had one, like, oh, you're here? You're here. I'm gonna take care of you for the rest of your life.
Facts.
And I got his back for real, for real.
Facts. Yo, I'm telling you, when you, as a father, because you count them 10 fingers and 10 toes, and hey man, it's an experience, fam. I delivered both mine, and just with that alone, family, it's a life-changing experience. This is the representation of your existence in the flesh. It doesn't get procreate, and this is what they want to stop. They don't want y'all to have these experiences. I guess they probably don't even want for us to even tell you about those experiences. Because again, don't relationships get janky. Childbearing is not. Well, I can't bear a child, but watching it, even watching a woman go through the whole process is something. That's a woman's body is a beast. I mean, so I'm a woman too. You can't do none of this shit. Cut it out.
Real talk. They like remember when your girl was pregnant and you could just put your hand up to her belly and whatever's in that belly, it will kick you back.
Boop, boop, big old foot.
Oh, wait, hold on. You here? Okay, I got you. But on the other hand, with the transgender and all this gay shit, I don't know what's going on. Nigga.
And so we're telling you, and we're saying from the perspective of men who watch the women carry children to turn birth children. So we're, as spectators, able to appreciate the experience of what we were witnessing. That's not, and so to say, hey, bro, or sis, you want to be called sis, you can't do this like my wife can. Hey, I know you can't. Straight up. And it's not like I'm trying to make somebody feel bad, but you ain't this. And not only that, the women, y'all got pheromones and some motion. I'm a real alpha male, so even if y'all ain't wearing perfume, a woman still smell like a woman. You know, they're in the skin, you know, you smell like a damn woman, not like another dude or another me. I'm not trying to smell cool water cologne on a female. Anyway, brother Eastsiders, you got it, brother.
Real quick, cool water smells wonderful on me, by the way.
Say it again.
I said cool water cologne smells wonderful on me, but I don't wear that shit no more.
I mean, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm up here crying, laughing at the
They do have a
dialogue.
female version of cool water as well as Curve, and yes, they do smell divine on me. Only the feminine version I wear because I want to snap all heads within a 5 mile radius, and I do.
Hey, I could dig that. You know, and it's not just, you know, I mean, it's the struggle that I could appreciate the struggle that they have to deal with within carrying, you know, during that time, you know, the sacrifices, you know, everything that makes them, the things that they have to endure, you know, I appreciate that. I appreciate that wholeheartedly because, you know, say we want as men, I don't know one man that could possibly handle that. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it 1,000. And for these train wrecks that want to call themselves women, y'all better sit your asses down straight like that. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you can't do what they do. You can't be who they are. You know, we don't give a damn about no transformer shit going on. We was taught to call a spade, and just because you got a extra lump over there, that don't make you a club either. Goddamn it, that's just what it is. You know, a spade is gonna always be a spade. You know, and I kind of wanted to touch on, you know, when y'all was talking about the sororities and the fraternities,
Go
how
ahead.
it ties in and how it ties into astronomy. But I kind of lost my train of thought of on it. But just notice that when you're talking alpha, beta, theta, Greek, I mean, zeta, and you know, all these different types of names that does ties into astrology. Some of y'all probably
Yes,
want to
it
look up
does.
at some, you know,
Yes, it
at some point,
does.
just kind of
Mhm.
look through that, you know, to see for yourselves. And I'll land there.
When my
And
father
some
passed, that was the first thing I started studying was astrology because the oracle said, "Know thyself," and I'm gonna land right
Yes,
there.
she did. Yes, she did. Our Oracle
Mm.
Queen of Forest said, "Know thyself," and it does. It ties into so above, so below. That comes out the Bible, but that's also what you call an esoteric term because you're dealing with the macro, which is what you call space, and micro is here on Earth. Just like there's everything that's in the body of the macrocosm is in our minocosm, and that's within our bodies. Even every cell is a small solar system. We have a nucleus, we have electrons, and they move around each other just like a sun does around its solar system, or like a moon does around a planet. Just like when there's an implosion and then an explosion, a star is being born. The same thing happened when a sperm touches the egg. As soon as it touches it, it secures it because that's the only one in there. Sometimes it's lucky to get two. That's your fraternal twins. But anyway, soon as it touches, there's an implosion and then an explosion, just like what happens in space with the star being born. There's an explosion of life in the womb. As I say, the woman eggs are silver, which moon energy, and the tip of each sperm head is a dot of light, sunlight, which is masculine energy. So I'm gonna leave with that, brothers. I don't want to get too deep. Like I said, we can holler off stage. Peace.
Oh,
No, thank
sister,
you very much.
just to put what the goddess said into perspective, think
Mhm.
the first Men in Black movie, the galaxy that little dog had on his collar around his neck.
Good catch. Good
We
God.
going deep today. We going deep. Okay, let's go.
Oh,
Let's
look
go.
at y'all, family.
Somebody said we
just
was
just
cooking.
just like when you put a seed in the womb of the earth. You have to cover it in darkness. See, darkness birth light. There is no light without darkness. There is no life without darkness, because in there it germinates and it forms. It has to have the ovum or the sperm, and it mixes with the egg, just like the nutrients and whatever that magic is that's in that soil cause that plant to germinate, and it sprouts a little bit. It takes the sunlight to bring it forth and make it come into its full formation of itself. The same thing happened when the masculine and feminine of man and woman meet. That's why if we are in their image, then call us by our name. Yes. If there are demons and the devil, then what does that make us? Gods and goddesses, right? So it is what it is. So above, so below. And we have the ability to create, and we have the ability to destroy. So power and death lies within the tongue. That is very true, because it's all about word, sound, and power. And I'm definitely not talking about Junior Mafia, but word, sound, and power, because it's vibration that brings forth things into being. And women is what you call negative energy, because we're the creative, we're the material. Man is positive energy, because you bring your action, you bring forth, you bring form. And so that is how we differ, and that is how we are alike. And nothing can be created and brought forth without the two joining, because we are the perfect God when we both are together. We're like the left and right hemisphere of the brain, right and left side of the brain. It takes two to be the whole. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. We could get back on break
No,
in.
no, no, no.
Family cooking. No, hell no. Hell no. You stay your ass on the stage. Cook, please
Yeah,
cook.
real quick, I want to add to that. Something else that I've noticed, and just in observation of just the grandness of the human makeup. Because for some of us who are we got family members that have a gang of kids. It's always been amazing to me, because like I got 8 god brothers and sisters, and then oh yeah, 8 of them. And the closest is 2 years older than me. So with my god brothers and sisters, all of them look different. 4 boys and 4 girls, and they all look different. But the funny thing is, how does the same 2 people, produce so many different faces? And that's always been something that's like, that tells you that we absolutely have to be from a divine makeup, because to even be able to pull that off is a feat within itself. Making a human being ain't that's a miracle in itself. You got 10 or 12, or in some of my cousins' position, 16 different souls on the earth out of 2 folks, and don't none of them people look alike. You could tell they all siblings, but none of them look exactly alike. There's no duplicates. And that's kind of one of the dope things that I've always seen, just because being in black families, we really, really experience the difference of looks and facial features and hair and all of that. Like, that is so dope to me about black folks. Like, you could have a whole house full of 10 niggas, and don't near one of them look like each other. And
All
that,
the niggas are related.
There's a phrase to describe
Everybody's
that.
related. We all know. Like, everybody's related, though. You know what I mean?
There's also a phrase to describe that phenomenon. It's called the black woman's mitochondrial DNA, also known as the Eve gene, that only we possess.
She gonna cook.
Facts. You can see, sisters, y'all can provide men with so many different faces for their children. It ain't funny. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know what y'all niggas be thinking out there. Like, procreate with a sister. I ain't no. If y'all got mixed, y'all doing the mixed thing, cool. But family, it ain't.
2 things real quick, please. Can I?
Go ahead.
Okay, one, No, breed them Becky's back on into the gene pool, please. Thank you. I need an all brown, all black planet again. And I forgot what else I was gonna say. My mind is moving too fast. I'll be back for that.
That's all right, goddess. That means that our minds can move so fast. We could do like 15 different thoughts at one time while cooking, seeing to the baby, having a phone conversation, and watching the nigga in the backyard that don't supposed to be there. So that's how our minds work. We are
Exactly.
goddesses, And then the reason why we provide all these looks, but you can tell somewhere there's a signature feature that ties it all together, and you
Oh,
can tell we're related because I'm from a large family, and some of us are light skinned, some of us are brown, and a few are dark. But you could tell we all are related. And
oh, you
boy,
reminded me what I was
go
gonna
ahead,
say.
sis.
That's
Okay.
why we get mad when y'all niggas be talking about that don't look like my baby. And we also feel mixed feelings about when white people say, oh, y'all niggas look alike, because technically they right. Technically they wrong. But when y'all say it, it's like, motherfucker, I create everything. It can look like anybody. And me, myself, in the last 20 generations, it took over 1.4 million people to create me. And that's just in the last 20 years. Way back. How many people is that? Possibilities you could look like with
Uh-huh.
our dominant melanated DNA. Shouty, I'm gonna land my spaceship right there.
And then our brothers is the other part of the gene pool, because their white chromosome genetic material definitely gives on part of that. Because when I tell you that my children is 4 different versions of their father and myself, we see both of us in them. It is spooky. They look like themselves, but they are so much like him. And then you can see me in them. And my daughter, she used to look like him, but she's a total mini me now. So that goes to show you there's no one without the other. And only man could determine the sex. He decides if that will be stay a female, that egg, or if it will become male. And I just can't get over something that's truly disturbingly deep fucking wrong with you. They're gonna get mad at me if you up here chopping off your breast and trying to sew on a penis, or chopping off your penis and trying to push out some breast and then trying to put a fake uterus in. God damn, these are modern day damn Frankensteins. Demon, get behind me, Satan.
She said mother day Franks. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. You
Woo!
won.
Black
You won.
Black Alpha, are you there, brother? Woo!
Please
Man, hey,
chime in.
I'm over here locked all the way in. Y'all over there cooking on big time. And I like what our sister said, the mitochondrial gene. Remember, everybody comes from a black woman, and the only person who can create a black woman is another black woman. That's all I gotta say. Let's keep it pushing.
Jesus. Oh my goodness. Y'all listen to this replay and y'all sit down and get your popcorn and your libation or whatever you gonna do and enjoy this one here, baby, because this is a good one. And I'm sure we always had the non-black infiltrators that want to come in and sit in here and listen. Is there any of this shit that y'all can follow? Because we talking family business off up in here. It's probably sound like astrophysics to y'all. Like, what are they talking about? Why do they all understand each other? I just can't understand what's going on. Why they all seem to just know what's happening, but maybe it's a black thing. Oh, see, this is the big. Well, how would you want to be anything else? How can we just come together and relate like this? How would you want to be anything else? No, not for me, family. It is the melanin for me. Give me the funk and soul any day. Shout out to all of y'all, man. This has just been absolutely wonderful, family. Oh man, it's like a family reunion for real, folks. Eastsiders, you got it, my brother.
Hey man, you sounded like Dave Chappelle with that one, man. I ain't even gonna fake. At the same time, man, listen, we really is cooking this bad boy up, man. Yeah, it's so hot in here, man. Twitter is melting. You know, I'm telling you, this is the cookout. This is what a cookout's supposed to look like. For all y'all pale skins and PCs out there and tethers, this is what a cookout look like. Go ahead and get y'all grills and get y'all plates and stuff ready and come and get this serving.
Facts. Facts. Man, so again, family, this has definitely been a family affair today. And talking just this is one of them we could have just called this black shit. We talking black shit today. This is family business, and it definitely feels great. The only thing we missing is the food. You know what I'm saying? The only thing we missing is the food. But I'll tell you what, this good conversation is definitely a filler. So I appreciate every last one of y'all for tuning into this space today. Again, family, make sure you go tune in on YouTube. Go to my brother right now. Go to my brother Black Alpha Network's channel on YouTube and subscribe. He has a video airing tonight. And then right after that, make sure you go over to my channel, beatzillapdx official on YouTube, and subscribe. Did you want to chime in, Eastarters?
Oh yeah, I wanted to say, you know, not only this is a cookout, but the ladies is hitting the Spags game hard. You can hear them going Boston up here, straight like that.
For real, for real.
And that's how I play
The
according to the
ladies
replays.
went hard. The ladies went hard today. They went hard. Y'all went hard.
Just call him a spade, young God. That's all.
I know, but y'all went hard today. I wasn't expecting this. You know,
Indeed,
y'all
I
put
don't
that-
get nothing less than an 8, and I don't run nothing less than Boston's, and that's how I play
well, number
spades in
one.
reality.
Got two cosplayers in the house. That is what is up, family.
I
So,
got a handful of jokers. I'm finna clown them all.
ooh,
How do you have a handful of jokers? You cheating? You cheating? You
Nah,
cheating?
baby, I'm the alchemist. I multiply.
You multiply jokers?
Like
There's
your
only
boy,
two on the deck, baby.
like white boy Jesus giving people bread. Yeah.
They need to make
All
Spags
right, me and you on
Olympic
team.
game.
Me and you on team. Me and you on the team. Me and you.
oh man, y'all get your jars of Kool-Aid, family. Y'all listen to the replay of this. Go get you a jug of that Kool-Aid. Go put about 10 ice cubes in that thing and sit on down and enjoy when you listen to this replay here, family. We're about to get ready to go ahead and get up out of here so my brother can get ready for his broadcast as well. But family, so much thanks to y'all. Much appreciated for y'all always hanging out with me and my brother and my sister. You know, for me, my queen, my brother, my sister right here. Thank you. And again, thank y'all for y'all been supporting these spaces since me and my brother started a few months back. I guess we over 6 months strong now. Y'all have really been riding heavy and strong, and been the replay game is crazy. So shout out to all of y'all. So with that being said, this has been another historical event right here on Twitter Spaces, brought to you by the New Black Media and the Grassroots. Who is you, family? And it isn't all about us, but it is all about all of us. And we gonna get this thing cracking the way it's supposed to. We are gonna get the justice that we are intended to get, because we are going to make it happen ourselves. We are going to get our reparations, because we are beating down the door until they say, y'all, please leave me alone and just take this money and go away. So understand, family, all pedal to the metal. So with that being said, I want y'all to stay black, stay vigilant, and you always stay alive, because we keep it on code over here. And I'm about to pass it over to my brother, but I want y'all to have a blessed day. Black first, black first, black first. Y'all have a great night, family. Take us home, Black Alpha.
Let's take our planet
Yes,
back.
indeed. There you go, sister. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna say it like this: anybody who tapped in, you got some politics, you got some sociology, you got some science, you got a whole lot of game, and that's what we got. And you got that FBA B1 version of it, and we all know for sure on our resume there ain't nothing like it on the planet Earth. So everybody stay tapped in, everybody stay good, stay dangerous, stay focused. We're gonna get the money, we're gonna get a whole lot of money, and then we're gonna keep turning it over one by one, step by step. We all live in history, so let's keep on pushing it because we all know the future will be written, but it foundational Black American handwriting. So everybody have a good night. Pull up to the Black Eye Network. We about to have a block party like we have every Tuesday, and we're gonna show out. And the people we roasted right now today, we're gonna roast them again tonight, and we're gonna keep on doing our thing. So salute to everybody, and always remember, Black is beautiful, and beautiful is always Black. Certified salute. One love.